What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Elite Encounters and our complete playthrough of Paizo's Bloodlord's Adventure Path for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I'd like to give a special welcome out to the Elite. That's everybody that's out there watching right now that is liking, following, subscribing to our channels or various content. Whether you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube, if you're on YouTube right now, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it really helps us out pushing this content to more and more people. So hit that button while you're out there watching. And while you're out there, check the links to our Patreon. There are 4 new tiers that we've created based on the Pathfinder proficiency tiers, and those all have the $5, $10, and $20 tiers. $5, $10, $20 tiers.
I believe it's 5, 10, 15.
5, 10, 15.
I think,
okay.
yeah.
$20 tier is something else entirely.
I mean, surprise.
We'll make it up as we go.
Right.
Sure. The $5, $10, and $15 tiers all have physical rewards out there, so be sure to check that out while you're out there checking out the Patreon and hopefully giving us a little financial support to keep bringing this and other content to you every week. So welcome back to the cast. Unfortunately, we won't have Bess here tonight playing Laura, so I'll have to jump behind the driver's seat for that.
I expect lots of skipping and positive attitudes out of you.
I'm gonna try, but I also this early on, I don't really want to start impersonating my players just yet. But maybe as the campaign goes and people start missing more, I'll start getting a little bit more into
missing less.
Missing
less.
But unfortunately, she can't be with us tonight. But we'll be very excited to have her back next week. But don't worry, everybody, she's all right. So before we get started, it's the top of the session, so I do want to pass out our skull bones, which function as our hero points for the campaign. So if you could pass those along to your compatriots there.
Thank you.
Might need that.
Hopefully not.
You didn't last week.
No.
And you even gave us extra.
Yeah, we gave out a little bit of bonus skull bones for some interesting role-playing backstory that came out. And didn't need it. You guys did so fantastic on your own and your own dice. You didn't need that extra bit of luck. But you never know what's going to happen tonight. But let's talk a little bit about, before we really get going, just a little bit of actually, right? Our new favorite segment where we go over what we managed to screw up last time. Not necessarily screw up, but maybe got something a little incorrect on the rules or an interpretation of the rules.
Sure.
And there are just a couple things, and I feel bad because it's not always me. But I do want to point out, and I think we caught this actually during the break.
We did, yeah.
Where Mert used a use of recall knowledge while he was technically unable to do so because it does have the concentrate trait. And he wasn't in the right frame of mind to be able to concentrate to recall knowledge.
Exactly.
And why that is has something to do with all those voices and all those things that happen to him when he gets ready to go into a battle.
Yep.
What that is, we'll figure out.
Absolutely.
Maybe, at some point.
Maybe.
And there was one other thing that I wanted to point out. And I feel bad because I don't like pointing fingers, but there is a certain spell that you were casting. And I can't remember the name of it now off the top of my head.
Which one?
Come on. The one I can't remember. It's the one where you grant, here we go.
Runic weapon?
No. Forbidding Ward.
Has the concentrate?
So Forbidding Ward, in order to cast this, the target is an ally and an enemy. So if there is no enemy visible yet, you have to designate an enemy that your ally gets the bonuses to their stuff from.
Sure, I'll consider everyone my enemy.
Okay. Well, that makes that easy. So you've been warned. Okay. Wow.
No, I got you.
Mike's cheesing it up over there.
Actually, you're all doomed.
Actually, I've sold everyone down the river already.
So
me and Haldoli are like this.
That wasn't really a normal actually. I think that was just some little nuances of things that were just misinterpreted. So not a problem. If you're that, detailed in your rules, that's what we're trying to do is making sure we're following them appropriately. So enough about that. Let's talk about what happened last week. So you guys came out of rescuing Sif and the structure that was built into the hill. Sif pointed out some of the additional structures. You went to the last of the zombie barns and managed to easily deal with the remaining out-of-control zombies that were on the farm, and then helped Sif kind of get the farm back to rights. think Ophelia went out and helped him corral some loose zombies and get them back into the barn.
Yep.
The north barn had the door repaired, the fence, etc., etc. So the farm is back to working order, and Sif is back to doing what he does best, training. Then you return to
that's what he does.
Working.
That's what he does right now, and hiding. Berlin, you return to Berlin and explained what had happened to the farm, and as promised, she was good on her word and has given you the deed and key to Kalak's Manor. But you had pretty much run out of nighttime by the time you got to her house. There's maybe a couple hours left before dawn, so you managed to stay there safely for that day, and then set out that night, which was actually Oath Day the 13th of Farast, for those of you who are keeping track of the Galarian calendar, because I am. I don't know if
I don't know
some
what
of you
that
are.
means. Yeah.
So Oath Day, so the Galarian calendar, we can do a quick aside on this. The Galarian calendar is pretty much contiguous to our calendar. And the month of Farast is essentially the equivalent to the month of March. You guys started on the 10th of March, which is oddly enough when our campaign started.
Whoa.
In the year 4722 AR, which is Absalom Reckoning. So that's the year 4722. Oath Day is the equivalent of Thursday.
Yep.
And you can go check out any Pathfinder wiki, or you can go to paizo.com and check out the Galarian calendar and all of the details of this campaign setting, and get well versed in what it means to be Oath Day the 13th of Farast. 13th of March, Thursday.
Now, was that planned that we started on the 10th of March, or did?
Yes, I threw it on the 10th of March because.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're also in Geb, which is kind of an equatorial region, so it kind of makes sense that in the spring and heading into summer, that the day and night is almost equal in time.
For sure.
So you guys have plenty of time at nighttime to do your stuff, which we want to make sure we do for certain vampires in the group. Okay, so that night you went to Kalak's Manor to start clearing it out, because Berlin had told you there were in fact some new residents that had taken up in the house, and that they were potentially threats to you. So you're going to want to clear them out before you start settling into your new abode. And so you made your way there, checked out the entryway. You found a very cool mirror that caused some consternation for some and fascination for others. And as you worked your way deeper into the manor, you found plenty of strange pieces of artwork that had little pieces of abnormalities worked into the art, kind of these hidden signature twists on the art, I guess you could say.
With a very macabre theme too, not just like a random duck in the corner.
No.
Just very haunting themes.
They were a little bit unsettling, yes. And as you were exploring this, you heard a noise from the far end of the manor, which apparently was coming from the dining area. You could see this long table with plenty of chairs, and heard the sound of rodents squeaking and plates crashing and some voice. When you went to investigate, you discovered a disembodied hand fighting a swarm of rats. And combat ensued. You easily dispatched the swarm of rats with a well-placed spell and some well-placed swings of a new scythe, which we have determined is a +1 scythe. So be sure to note that for your rolling needs. And then you met the Hand, also known as Argoon the Annihilator. You may refer to him as Argoon the Annihilator. And he explained, after Mert spent some time talking with him respectfully, that he gave away that there was in fact other creatures in the manor. There was a secret door in the master's master bedroom, that Kalak himself was likely a collector and fancied himself an artist of his own, by his own right.
And there was a corpse.
Yeah, in the basement, right?
There is a corpse in the basement, and will not have a corpse in the basement. Not at Kalak Manor. So you left Argoon to clean up the dishes, and went about exploring some more. You found a kitchen. You found an interesting meat cleaver in said kitchen, and when we ended, Lysander had just found a very ornate wooden box on a shelf in the pantry. And that's where we're going to pick up tonight.
With some demons, right? With fire?
Yes, so
Yeah.
the lid of the box had two kind of intricately carved demons facing each other with their tongues, which were made of flames. They were stylized like flames, and they were intertwining in the middle of the box. And you had said, "Look what I found." Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to pick up today. Is Lysander with the box in the pantry.
I came back out into the kitchen.
You came back out in the kitchen.
And I laid it on the table because my thought process there is if this thing blows up, I don't want to just be trapped
I'm taking everyone with me.
Hey, we already discussed, I already see all as enemies. So,
That's true.
I brought it out into the kitchen so if it blows up, there's room and I'm not just standing in a pantry that's, a 3x3 square and it turns into a death by fireball.
Death trap, sure.
Yeah,
So we have Lysander in the kitchen with the wooden box.
correct.
And Ophelia in the kitchen with the cleaver.
Cleaver. It sounds like a... that's all
That's-
right. Double clue.
That's a bad beginning line, I think. Holding kind of the box, I kind of lay it on the table and I say, "Affiliate, what do you make of this?" And I just kind of slide it across the table toward where Affiliate is. You ever seen anything like that?
Yes, it's a box.
I hate you.
She's not wrong.
Any kind of, I don't know, your understanding of maybe the carving on the top or what these symbols mean. Does the box look like it has a latch, or does it have like a drawer, or how does it look like the box potentially opens?
It looks like it has a latch on the lid, and that the lid would open up on hinges to reveal whatever is inside.
Sure. I kind of like set it on the table and I'm gonna open this box. I don't know what it's gonna do. Just forewarning.
How about you let me look at it? I'll
Lysander,
try.
I look
a
into the
box.
kitchen and I'm
It
like,
is a box.
what?
Okay.
What
So you're looking at this box specifically for what?
symbols?
Okay, aside from the two stylized demon faces with the intertwining tongues, there's no inherent symbology.
Okay, well, I haven't quite gotten to the part where I can do the whole rogue thing, but so that's not going to really help.
So are you wanting to check it over to see if there's any kind of mechanism or something on it? You can still
Yeah.
do so, even if you're not, a thief
Trained.
type. But I'll make that check for you.
I do have thievery.
You do have thievery. Okay.
do.
Well, we'll give you a perception.
Does that mean you're a thief type?
It means I'm a shadowy type.
Okay.
Shady.
So explain to me how
Yeah,
you're
shadowy.
examining the box there, Ophelia. Like, are you picking it up and looking at all the seams? What are you just staring at it?
Yeah,
Do you
I'd
shake it
probably-
violently?
I'd probably turn it around to where be like to look at the hinges
Okay.
and the latch, see if there's like any extra attached to it.
Sure. You're not noticing anything that's out of the ordinary for a wooden box with two little kind of brass hinges on one side and this, latch that you could just kind of flip open and lift the box on the other.
I open the box.
Okay. Inside is a bunch of kind of packets of spice that have been labeled all in Osiriani, in the common tongue here. And they all look really dried out and no good.
It's a really nice box for spices.
It is a very nice box.
Take out the little spices.
Okay. Yeah, they're some of the packets have rotted open and they're just kind of dried out. As dried out as spices can be, I suppose.
I mean, aren't they naturally dried out?
Yeah, usually are. They don't look very good.
They're not very good.
Sort of lost their color. Just kind
Yeah.
of
Got some dried out
a
spices.
brownish gray instead of the bright reds and greens, maybe.
Sure, yeah, I like that. You've clearly had some expired spices.
Spices don't expire. What are you talking about? That label's for the plastic container. I don't know.
Yeah.
Still good if package still sealed. Okay.
It's just the date's just a a reference,
Yeah,
not
a
a
recommendation.
actual
Sure.
recommendations.
But you do think this is a very nice box.
Yes, I do, which is why I'm dumping out the spices.
Yeah. In fact, with just a quick kind of crafting assessment, you get the sense that you can probably sell this on the open market for 4 or 5 gold.
Nice.
Not too shabby for a box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty legit.
It's just a box with spices, but it's worth money.
True.
It's almost as nice as this good chain that I'm still carrying around for some reason.
It's a great chain.
Well, I still.
Well, if you have need of a box, consider it a gift.
Do you think that box will fit 40 feet of chain?
No,
Oh, bummer.
It would not,
no.
based on your expert assessment.
That's what
Would
he's
it
known
fit
for.
the cleaver?
Actually, it's too small even for the cleaver.
Ah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'll just pocket the box.
Probably good for letters,
It's probably good for
spices.
spices.
Yeah. kitchen stuff. Okay. So you
Well,
found,
that was anticlimactic.
you found a very cool box.
I found a very cool box.
It's worth 4 gold. I mean, it's. Some of you were complaining about how broke you were.
I think
Yeah, but it's
my
a really
character
nice
got left
box.
off staring at the gem, right?
That's right. You are in this courtyard. You're sitting on these low stone benches surrounding this shallow pool. The shallow pool is long since dried out. The pool itself is tiled in a mosaic of teeth.
Are they sharp teeth or like human teeth?
No, they're worn smooth, so you can, if you waded into the pool, it wouldn't hurt your feet.
Okay.
But yeah, they are clearly made out of polished teeth. And if you're sitting on this stone bench looking up at this red light coming through the dome here in this courtyard, every now and then you might see, like, as maybe the moon comes out from behind a cloud, the light will come through a little bit brighter red, and the illumination here might lift a little bit, but it still has that red hue to it.
Would the sunlight from that gem kill me? Or would it be...
You know what? You get the sense that if the moonlight comes through and it's filtered into this kind of red tint, you would think that natural sunlight coming through this same stone would also be filtered into this red wavelength. Not that we know what wavelengths of light are, I guess, in Galarian, but it would have this red hue to it, and that it likely would not be harmful to you.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah, it's always good.
So I can actually walk around the house during the daytime.
The middle section of the house, you just can't go there.
Yeah.
Well, there's a good reason that we noticed there was like no windows on this place coming up, right? So that seems to be consistent with this was built for people that were not.
But for daylight.
Yep.
I do have a question.
Sure.
Did we ever know if the previous owner of the house, he died, was he a quick or was he undead, or do we know if he was a quick?
So Berlin never mentioned that, but I think she mentioned that the house passed to his children, and that they came here and left very shortly afterwards and gave up any rights to the house. So undead typically don't have biological children, right? Unless maybe a vampire might refer to their spawn as their children. But
Weirder things have
point.
happened.
that's really all you know, is that he had children that came here.
Well, he could have had children before he turned, and then
That's also true. So I
then
suppose
built
you.
the house, and then
Or something else.
or he could have bought
Yes.
the house after from a vampire or something. I don't know.
Sure.
That's also possible, but none of that was given in any of the details that
Right.
Berlin Haldoli gave to you.
I just wondered because this house is specifically designed for vampires.
Yeah, it is interesting that
Seems to be.
they designed it to filter out any natural light, first of all, and that there
Yeah.
are no windows. Those are two features that you would certainly think would be somebody who was a vampire would have definitely enjoyed in
Yeah.
their home design.
For sure.
Right.
Yes.
But perhaps this is significantly older than the most recent residents, or whatever. It could be a long, long time ago.
That's
Vampire used to be
also
here.
true.
Also, the one thing we really do know is that the current owners that relinquished this estate back to the property of the region, something was here that made them leave, and we don't know what that is yet.
Have you met Argoon?
It could have been Argoon, but I have my doubts.
How dare you, my lady?
You're busy.
Oh, sorry. I think this goes here, and this went here.
I really tried to use the glue, but I can only have one hand. It's really kind of bad.
Oh, that would be horrendous.
Very odd.
I glued my fingers together. Now I can't walk.
Damn it! Ah.
Okay.
He is undead, though. You just have to wait for the glue to, like, dessicate years later.
Argoon the Olympolator.
Or if he just
The
like,
thumb.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay.
We're having too much fun with this.
That's great. You should have fun because,
We'll name
you
him
never know
Hoppy.
what's going to happen in the next room.
Who knows?
All right. Speaking of the next room, good segue.
Oh, but which room?
I mean, I
So
think
you do have a kind of, as you come back out of the kitchen area, you've kind of checked out the dining room. That's where Argoon and the rat swarm were. But you do have a series of doors over here next to where you found that privy.
And the water closet.
Yeah, you did find that.
That
You find
means-
there's a short hallway over here with 4 doors, and then you have
Yeah, it
another
does.
door close to that.
Everything in here needs cleaned.
oh, for sure.
True.
Well, I think I'm just going to move toward that small hallway that's got the 4 doors. I'm just
Sounds
going
good to me.
kind of start clearing from that desiccated privy down that back corner of the house.
Yep.
Oh,
I'll
okay,
follow
sure.
up
Left
right
or right
behind.
side?
When I go into the hallway, I'll go to the first door on the left and go left, left, right, right.
Okay, make a big square of it.
Absolutely.
Good call.
Okay, so I'm just going to open up all of these because they're essentially all the same.
I'm going to open up all of them. They all blow up.
I would never do that.
They're all the same.
So what you uncover is you open up
Death, death, and death.
these 4 small chambers, and they are fairly small. They're about 10 by 10. They're bedrooms.
Cool.
Each are furnished currently with a bed, a small nightstand, and a chest of drawers, and perhaps a small writing desk in 1 or 2 of them. They're covered in dust and cobwebs, but otherwise no occupancy.
Nothing shiny, nothing interesting besides them being just dust-filled rooms.
Well, if you spend some time looking around for something shiny, you're not really finding anything interesting in here except, hey, these look like places I could sleep.
Okay.
Especially the inner ones,
Yeah.
because no windows.
Is the
Oh wait, there's no windows anyways.
Yeah.
the decorations in those 4 rooms pretty plain, like almost like they're like servants' quarters, or are they designed to be like guest rooms?
They look like they're guest rooms because the beds themselves, if you spend some time checking out the beds, they are of relatively good quality and they look fairly comfortable despite the fact that they've not been used for quite some time.
Sure. Cool.
Okay.
All right. So after we clear out those bedrooms, I think we're going to just continue around, literally just kind of moving around that corner, clearing out what we haven't cleared.
Sure. I will say, as you're looking at the appointments of the bedrooms, each one of them has a picture over the bed coated in dust.
Oh well, in
Well,
that case.
we're going to check those out real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, if you must. Okay.
Yes.
So you dust them off with a gloved hand, or maybe a not gloved hand, and they have the kind of the same theme of what you saw out in the foyer, the coat room, the small sitting room. You see most of these though are pictures of animals instead of like landscapes. They're more like nature scenes. One of them in particular is like a cave filled with bats that are all hanging from the ceiling. And all the bats have slight differences in their facial features or their pose, how they're hanging from the ceiling. But as you're checking it out, you notice one of those bats is actually a cat hanging there, which is very out of place. Another one is just a picture of a dog that's like out in like the rushes near maybe a body of water, as if maybe it's helping an unseen master hunt for something. But as you peer closer at this dog, you realize that his rear paws are actually chicken talons. Things like that.
Okay.
Interesting.
Just no big deal. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Totally normal drawings of pictures of animals. Pictures of drawings of animals. Drawings of animals.
These are one of a kind,
They
priceless
are
even.
fairly unique.
They're definitely
If you
unique.
find the right collector, they might be of some value. It's
bel-
just finding that collector.
I bet
that's
I bet that collector is died by exposure.
could be.
or he's locked up somewhere.
I'm betting we're just gonna keep them and
Take them down, put them in a closet somewhere, and replace them with tasteful art. Yes,
Yes. Yeah.
perfect.
I quite like the picture of the butts. But that's really the only unique feature in each of the rooms, aside from
Interesting.
the normal furnishings.
Sweet. So we'll continue moving around.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll follow Lysander. Check out that next room on the left.
Sure.
Same.
So this, you actually have to come out of the hall and into this area here
Sure.
to get to this doorway. Open up on a very large room. Try to do this with the least amount of noise as possible. Okay. This basically is going to open up on the master bedroom. This austere
Dibs.
bedroom contains. What's that?
She
said
said dibs.
Oh, it is a very nicely appointed room. In fact, this austere bedroom contains a very wide bed, perhaps king-sized, a chair, a writing desk, a tall cabinet, and an alcove in the southeast corner.
Didn't they say that there was a secret passage in
Or a
the-
secret room in his. Yep. I'd like to.
Dragoon certainly did mention that.
Yeah, I'd like to spend some time searching this room.
I would like
Thoroughly.
to spend some time with his writing nook.
At the writing desk? Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you're searching the room, I take it, Persephone, you also kind of giving it a once-over. You both, almost at the same time, because Argoon had pointed out that there is some sort of secret access in here. There is, in the wooden kind of framework of the room, there is a small panel that looks like a button that you can just push in. And when you push that in, a panel kind of pops inward, revealing a short section of, well, a small room.
Push.
Push the door into the room, and I'll describe that room, and we'll get back to what you guys are doing in here in the
fine.
master bedroom. Inside this room, a stone altar occupies the north side of the room. A lead basin sits atop it, and a metal pail is on the floor nearby.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ophelia, I think I found your room.
What?
I found your room.
He's going to sell you out on this master bedroom and put you in this secret
Altar
chamber,
closet.
small chamber.
You said there was a bucket and a lead
Bowl.
bowl.
Yeah.
The bowl's on the table, on the altar, and the lead, and then the bucket is on the floor.
Correct.
Can I do a religion check to see what kind of altar this is?
Yeah, I'd also be interested in if there's any this specific tools are used for any religions of any deities I may know of.
Okay, it is a plain, unadorned altar with just a plain lead bowl on it. But yeah, we'll do some recall knowledges here behind the screen for you guys.
Well, he was experimenting.
Oh,
That's what was said.
Kalak was experimenting?
I thought so. I may have heard that. I don't remember.
Are you just
think he
making
was
things
an
up now?
artist.
I could be. Oh, well.
He was a self-proclaimed artist.
Artist.
And a collector of art, yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
art an experiment? Yeah, I'm with it.
Well, that's why I'm looking at his writing desk so I can see what kind of
Great
notes
point.
he took.
Okay. As far as you guys thinking about what religion or what does this symbolize? And because there's no adornment, it's just a plain altar with a plain lead bowl on the top, you really don't know.
Okay.
You could certainly get closer and check it out if you want.
I would like to get closer and check it out.
Yeah, I'll join that as well.
Same.
Okay. So I got 3 people peering. Well, it might be a little high for Mert. I don't know.
He can float on my back or something.
I'll just balance on my greatsword. I'm kidding. I'll just have
make
to
a secret acrobatics check.
Yeah, I'll just do some hopping.
Okay, so we'll let all 3 of you pop peer in there. That's fine. So the lead bowl inside has a few things actually inside it. There is a folded piece of paper that is sealed shut with a wax seal. There is a simple iron key ring with 4 small keys. And laying behind the bowl is a small piece of parchment with some sketching on it.
I'll just reach in and scoop the stuff up out of the bowl.
Okay, that will get you the keys and the paper with the wax seal. The sketches on the outside of the bowl.
Yep.
Okay, so you have four small keys on an iron key ring.
I'll just take those and put them in my pocket.
Okay.
And then I swing around and I go, looks like there's some kind of picture on the altar. And I'll just like grab it. And then this wax sealed envelope. And I kind of start gesturing that I'm going to move back into the spacious part of the room where I'm going to open the stuff up on the bed.
Yeah.
So we
could do it on the writing desk.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
We'd all meet up at the writing desk.
Sounds fine. You come over to the writing desk.
He's got one of those wax seal poppers, those envelope things.
Yeah, it's basically some writing tools. There's a broken ink pen with a dry ink well, and there is a wax stamp, and there is a small remnant of sealing wax, just a glob that's obviously been used several times.
Does the stamp match?
Yes.
Great, love it.
Okay.
Yay!
Do you have a letter opener?
Yeah,
Take it and
Sure. Yeah.
you said that.
Yes, there's a letter opener.
letter
Said a
opener.
wax popper. I'm
And
paying
then-
attention.
I'll lay the sealed letter out on the desk
Okay.
so we can read it.
So as you roll it out, it's really a very simple, maybe 1 or 2 lines.
Now you die.
Yeah, and so everybody give me a will save. No, that's not what it says. It is written in a spidery script in Syriani, again, the common tongue here for the region.
Yay.
And it says, I leave my home to my most loyal companion, Smoke, whom I have buried in the crypt. And it has the signature, Kalak.
Oh,
Well then,
the crypt.
wouldn't that be the basement?
I haven't seen a way to go downstairs.
You may have noticed there, as you went toward the dining room, there was a stairwell in the corner of the manor.
Oh, well, I suddenly remember that there was a stairwell in the corner.
Yeah, you're probably paying more attention to the scurrying rats and the crash of
100%.
crockery.
Yes.
Yeah, you did notice that.
Argoon the Annihilator.
Indeed.
Well, hopefully the true owner of this estate doesn't want to reclaim it from us if he is down in this crypt. And also, hopefully, this crypt is like a lot of undead crypts and have some serious wealth down there that we might be able to find.
Bet.
True.
Why would he bury the person that he's leaving the manor to?
The undead live very, very, very long time. Perhaps just biding that time for the right time for him to come and claim it.
Clearly one of the most endearing qualities to the undead is their persistence and their longevity.
And their ability to gather wealth.
Bet.
So we're gonna go downstairs.
Yep.
What's the picture?
The picture itself is a sketch, and the sketch has it's very rough, but it has basically what looks like a stone wall with several bones kind of protruding out of it. One of them that is in the most detail is actually a skull, and the jaw, the mandible of the skull is wide open, and sticking out of the mouth of the skull is a small skeletal hand, an upturned hand, just kind of sticking out of the mouth. Very tiny hand that fits inside the skull's mouth.
Interesting.
Interesting. All right.
Don't like
to the basement then and see if that's the crypt.
Sure.
Because there's another secret passage somewhere, isn't there?
In the basement, where
In
the
the basement,
corpse
it
was,
could.
that
That could be the way to the crypt.
makes sense to me.
And the body could be the smoke person.
True.
Is there a way upstairs? Or is it one level?
There was no way upstairs that you were able to tell, and from outside you could tell that this was a one-story building
Okay.
from outside.
So we have.
As you guys are leaving this small chamber, this back into the master bedroom, Mert, maybe because of his small stature, did notice as he passed by that bucket that there was something glinting at the bottom of that bucket.
Yeah, I'd like to investigate that further. I won't be able to retrieve it, unfortunately, but I will point it out to my friend.
So you peer into that bucket, and it is has a layer, an inch or two layer at the bottom of the bucket of blood-stained teeth, like several extracted teeth. That's not what was glinting, though. What was glinting was two very shiny, what looked like vampire fangs.
Guys, I think I found some fangs.
Are they
Persephone,
like?
you might
Can
wanna
I
look
check
at
it
them.
out? Like, is it fake fangs, or is it like? You said metal fangs, so are
They
they?
are metal. Yes.
Okay, so could someone have been pretending to be a vampire?
So if you look at the kind of the back top surface of the teeth, they do look like they have some holes in them that you can slide them right over your own normal canines if you had normal canines. They would even fit over your fangs.
You're gonna get magical chompers.
Wow.
Yeah. They
You're gonna get a.
they don't have any
get a
blood on
grill.
them or anything. They're fairly clean compared to the the biohazard that was in the bottom of this bucket.
Yeah.
But yeah, by all means, you can just pop them right in your mouth.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend washing those.
Yeah,
first.
I'm not. I don't know
Soaking
where
them
that
in
blood has
alcohol.
been.
It's true. You don't know where all those other teeth have been.
Can I attempt identify magic?
So that's the
See if
one
they're
that
magical
drinks
using
blood.
a cult.
So
I have some standards.
there's nothing to indicate that they are magical.
Okay.
Yeah. Typically, you should be doing that with a detect magic or a read aura.
It's like if you went up to
You
like
mean
rotting food and be like,
Using
it's
the
still
identify
food.
magic skill, typically you detect magic to know that it's
You're right.
magic
I
there
wouldn't
first,
drink that blood
and then
either.
you identify it. So if you try to identify something magical that isn't magical, you just I don't know.
looks
I don't
like
think it's
looks
magical.
like
Those two.
Looks like teeth.
metal teeth.
But they're really yeah. Nobody again is trained in crafting, so
Nope.
Can I give a medicine check to know what teeth are in the bottom of that bucket that are not metal? Like how many? Are there like a whole set?
with your eye for numbers,
Yeah.
it's multiple full adult mouthfuls. Yeah, like it's
Oh.
like a good couple layers in the bottom of the bucket of teeth.
Got it.
Well,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's
Really?
not
I
like
thought maybe it was like just enough taken out to replace with the metal, but okay.
no.
no.
This
is
a
like
good
collecting.
like inch or
It's
two
just-
of
So he was a collector.
Of teeth.
yeah,
Interesting.
bucket of bloody teeth. I don't know.
Okay. That's something.
Along with these really shiny vampire fangs,
Cool.
Grills.
Down to the basement.
perhaps. Okay.
Maybe.
So leaving the master bedroom, you did pass by this chamber here with the fireplace and writing desk, and then there is the stairwell here.
Have we not gone in there?
You haven't.
Oh, we'll go in there first. No sense in leaving something unchecked.
Okay. Spend some time searching this area as well.
Yes.
Oh,
There's a lot of
right.
writing, but no writing left.
So this room has several comfortable chairs facing a stone fireplace on the north wall. Countless sketches on dusty parchment lay scattered throughout, all over the floor. Many of them are torn, trampled, crumpled. There are broken drawing implements and upended ink jars cluttering the top of the writing desk against the west wall, and the desk drawer lies in pieces on the floor, like somebody came in here and tossed the joint.
Ooh.
Kid's looking for Daddy's treasure.
Maybe.
Perhaps the keys?
Maybe.
Maybe.
You did have those, right?
You did say you want to spend some time searching.
Yes,
that,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
They're in my pocket. Yes, I have them.
So we'll give a good 10-minute go around. Most of the sketches here, as you're kind of picking them up and uncrumpling them or trying to put pieces back together, they have more detail than what a lot of the other sketches, most of them were like very rough sketches, like the picture of the skull on the wall. This one is finely detailed, almost like scientific drawings, scientific illustrations. And one of them depicts this strange kind of segmented worm-like creature with multiple legs and some tendrils on the rear end of the creature, multiple eyes, and in that same kind of spidery handwriting, new infestation we'll need to deal with soon.
Yay!
Okay.
Yeah.
He was not well. Whoever the previous owner was.
Yeah.
Or that killed the previous owner.
Maybe.
Right, this could have been Calico, or it could have been somebody before. It's hard. I mean, maybe the sketches kind of match the similar style of what we found in his little altar, but...
Ophelia, you seem very intent on the writing implements that this gentleman had and his writing desks. So as they're kind of piecing together these sketches and you're going over the desk, the one remaining drawer in the desk, when you open that up, you're peering in it and shuffling the papers around, you do notice that there does seem to be a secret compartment at the bottom of the drawer.
Ooh, false bottom.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I get into the more roguey stuff later.
All right,
Yeah.
pop it open.
This
I do.
gentleman seemed to have a lot of interesting secrets. So yeah, this is.
I would say a
certainly-
bucket of teeth is definitely an interesting secret.
Don't you have one?
Halflings don't keep
Oh.
teeth buckets.
No, I meant Jacob the player.
Oh.
Don't keep a bucket.
Dang.
I thought that was normal. It's not normal.
Trying to air out all this dirty laundry. What
No,
the
I'm
hell?
just asking. Like, I thought that was like a normal thing to have a bucket of teeth.
No, I think, you keep those wisdom teeth, that, in the little plastic thing they give you for a few years, and they like kind of fall apart, and you throw them away.
Yeah.
You don't keep those forever.
I didn't keep mine.
You didn't keep them?
No.
Technically,
in.
I did not have wisdom teeth.
Jacob the player had supernumerary teeth, so he had not as many as the bucket, but more than your average Joe. Fun fact.
All right. That's really interesting. Not enough
Not-
for skull bones, though.
No.
I appreciate the effort.
Darn.
Dang.
It's definitely not.
Schmooze message.
I'm gonna pop up in that secret compartment there.
We're having way too much
Yeah,
fun
let's go.
discussion, I
Yeah.
think. Let's go. Okay. So you pop open the secret compartment, and inside there are 2 small vials.
Great.
Oh look, we don't have crafting.
Yes, more stuff we can't identify.
Yeah. This might be something to pocket for a later date, or
Maybe
maybe
next round.
show Berlin.
What's this?
Hey, what's
Or we
this?
could go into town and be like, find
Absolutely.
a crafter and be like,
Most
hey,
definitely.
do you know what these things are? And they tell us something really weird, and then we're like, okay.
Yeah. You got. I mean,
Could be.
Will you trust him or not? I guess that all depends
That's true.
on the dice.
Yeah, we should definitely get these teeth appraised.
Yeah. Who's
Right
gonna
away.
lug the bucket o' teeth? That's my question.
No.
Oh, you mean the shiny metal teeth, not the bucket o' teeth? Okay.
All the teeth.
Both.
All the teeth.
Surely
somehow.
Trying to
someone
turn
in
a
town
profit
wants
out of this
bucket o'
place.
Teeth, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Maybe one of the skin repair people.
Yeah, I'm sure that those zombies' teeth fall out all the time.
Yeah.
You need backups.
They need backups.
Yeah. Yeah. Just you can imagine a zombie that his jaw is just nothing but molars, like all the way around.
I think the other way around, nothing but incisors would be
That would
worse.
be even worse.
Ugh.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, we are really in the weeds today, but that's all right. It's okay. We're having fun and it's a game. Okay. So you found those 2 vials. Again, yeah, you're not really going to know what those are without the appropriate skills and tools. But
Unless you drink them both right now.
Yeah, you could do that.
Technically, I'm
no.
immune to poison. I have poison protection.
I think
Yeah,
we
poison
all do.
protection.
Well, those of us that are undead have some protection from it, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I should probably look at that. I don't think I do.
If you are not undead, then you don't have the basic undead benefits. No.
Correct.
And even for us, it's not like we're totally proof. We just get a bonus. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
after
just-
like we could still.
Undead light.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm definitely undead light,
Okay.
but not diet.
Not diet.
Just
The undead zero.
yes.
That's worse than diet, though.
Well,
Might be. But that's pretty much after a good 10 minutes or so of investigating the study. That's
Yes.
about what you find. You find these detailed kind of scientific drawings almost. Which, you know, like if you imagine the old like scientific paper plates that have like the fine script of the little lines like pointing to figure B, etc. But these creatures are, yeah.
I really hope that's not what's in the basement.
Or that shadow.
It's hard telling.
But it says infestation. This is a new
True.
infestation. I don't. If
And
you had
Could
to,
have made
wanted to
friends
get,
with it.
And by all accounts of the word, what is new anymore, right? This could be centuries old.
Absolutely. I hope that the basement is clear, but we're not gonna find out without going down there. So
Correct.
So let's go.
Fair enough. All right, so you make your way over to the stairwell, and still hear the sounds of Argoon the Annihilator. In the, he's probably fairly well done picking up the crockery at this point, and probably got back to cleaning up something else in his manner that he likes to keep nice.
As he does.
And
Yes.
yeah, we're just gonna.
He could go over and start on that bathroom that needs some help.
yeah, that would be great.
Wow. Okay, you're gonna go over and order him to clean.
Nope.
That up? Okay.
No, because he's the leader of the Northern Army, and we're here to help him.
Could
per
we
what
just-
what he said.
Can we just seal it off? I don't.
the
I
bathroom?
certainly don't need it. Me and
Oh.
Alara don't.
I do.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, then I
don't
guess
think
you should
need
clean it since you're the one
No.
who needs to use it. Just saying.
I'm also the one that needs the most amount of sleep. I'll take the big bed too.
that's not true.
I might fight you.
You sleep for like seconds compared to me.
True, but I kind of want the altar.
I want the altar.
Oh, good point.
I
Wow.
suppose we can debate and
Party PvP. Here we
argue
go.
over who gets what.
You know, it's big enough you could just both sleep in it.
I don't know that that's not what I'm interested in. Thank you very much.
It's a very large bed.
It is a very large bed.
So with that, I'm gonna
With that, I'm changing gears.
take us to the lower level of Kalix Manor. So as I clear these out and very gently. All right, now the trick is getting it back under the camera.
Oh.
Fog.
Nailed it.
Perfect.
Well done.
Aha! Props from the from from the god of tech over
That's right,
here.
Yes. Yes, thank you, our technical crew, TJ, tonight. On the ones and twos, lights, sound, camera. All right, so who's coming down the stairs first? Well, Ophelia? Seems reasonable.
I'll come down first.
Persephone, because
Yeah.
she's the meat shield.
Yeah.
That's not very nice.
And I will put Lysander in the front.
Oh, they'll just go right through you. So
Okay, so you make your way down the stairs.
That was just the bowl that one time.
It is completely
Like
dark
twice.
down here.
Mert still has my light.
Cool.
Okay. How long does that last, by the way?
Light will last until my next daily preparation.
That's great.
It sure is.
Compared to the first edition light that I'm used to, that's really good.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so we're making our way down to the bottom floor here. And this opens up on it's basically a spiral staircase that goes down into the dark basement. It's all stone floor here, stone walls. Occasionally there might be a bone baked into the stone, but they're kind of few and far between, at least down here. And as you come down the stairs, from not too far off, you hear this strange kind of rattling sound. And as the light kind of illuminates this hallway, you see shambling out of the dark shadows into the dim light this thing that looks sort of like a skeleton, but with strange tendrils and tentacles coming out of various parts of the skeleton, the orbits, the rib cage, the pelvis. The bones are also mismatched, like they're bones from several different humanoid creatures kind of conglomerated together into like an effigy of a skeleton, perhaps. And as it rumbles into the dim light, we'll roll for initiative.
Oh.
This is going to take us out of exploration mode and into encounter mode and combat time.
Combat.
Okay. I'm going to have to roll a few dice here because I am, again,
Zombieing Alara.
being Alara. Well, we won't call it a
Zombie.
zombie, but...
Ghosting?
Yeah, we'll ghost Alara. She's in ghost mode. All right, so let's check
Always
out
is.
what her initiative bonus is.
Ghost.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Ghosty ghost.
Okay. All right, Laura. Okay, and then we'll go around the table. Lysander.
7.
Okay.
Oh,
Is this going to be another one of those nights of single-digit initiatives?
No.
we're good over here.
Persephone.
11.
11. Okay, that's better. Ophelia.
20.
20. All right, that's very good. And Mert.
24.
24. Okay, great. Now I'm going to have to arrange these in some order here. In just a moment. Mert, you will end up being first in the combat order.
Excellent. Kind of. I definitely perceive this skeleton shambling towards us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely in the dim light of your candlelight, but you can certainly see it.
Okay.
Yeah, ambling right down the hallway towards you. Yeah, you're going to be kind of at the base of the stairs here, so you are able to see it.
Yeah. So Mert is going to do the thing that he keeps doing when he feels threatened, and start to become, from the very normal, small, meager statured halfling ghost to this erratic, shifting voices and maybe even different voices that you guys haven't heard the last few times you've heard him do this start coming out of an old man and a young child, maybe even like a baby's cry, like distant and ventriloquial, maybe where are they coming from? It's really hard to tell. And then he is going to sudden charge. So he's going to move twice, stride up next to him, and then strike.
Okay.
About an 18.
An 18 is going to hit this target.
Excellent. Okay. 11 points of damage. Slashing.
Okay. All right, duly noted.
And then I get one more action.
Okay,
So I'll swing again.
sounds good.
16?
A 16 does hit your target.
Oh, all right. Okay, that is going to be 10 points of damage.
All right. Now lumbering out of this corner is another one of these creatures who was unnoticed by everyone as you came down the stairs. And let's see here. 25 feet. This one comes charging up to you, those bones rattling as coming out of underneath the ribcage. You see this writhing kind of segmented worm-like creature with multiple eyes and all these tendrils kind of
Looking kind of
driving
familiar
the
to
skeleton.
maybe some of those sketches upstairs. All
It
right.
looks very similar. And then it's going to take this skeletal arm, and as you look at the end of it, it doesn't really have like the normal metacarpals and phalanges. It has like these like kind of shard spike long bones that have been broken off, and it just drives them into you with bone spike.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Does a 27 hit?
It does, and it is not a crit.
Not a critical. Okay. All right. That's good. I could breathe easy a little bit. Okay.
Because I am off guard though, am I not?
It is not actually flanking.
Okay, cool. Then
It didn't have enough room to get into that, and it's yeah. And these are, these things.
Sure.
If I just had one more step of movement. Okay, this is going to do some piercing damage to you. 11 piercing damage.
Okay.
Oh my.
And you'll start kind of, like ectoplasm starts kind of like drifting out of your body as you now have a persistent bleed effect
Okay.
of a D4.
Okay.
And then it's going to take its other spiky limb and do the same thing.
Okay.
I think Mert has a problem.
Does a
He's
six,
gonna have a
Does a
problem.
6 hit?
A 6? Does not.
Okay. It's kind of a rhetorical question. Okay, great. That is it for this creature. It is Ophelia's turn.
The one that just meandered up behind Mert there is my target,
Okay.
and I will be casting. Well, this is there's some rubble, correct? Maybe a skull or a rock or something perhaps laying around.
Yeah, so oddly enough, this place is pretty well maintained. So there isn't a lot
Well,
of rubble laying
damn.
around. So if you're trying to do what I think you're trying to do, you'll have
Probably.
to have something on your person that you can do it with. Like a dagger or a glass vial.
I see what you're doing there.
The skull on top of my my staff.
It comes off?
Why not?
Sure.
Okay. Is that skull on top of your staff in your equipment? Or is it just part of your miniature?
I have a staff. I do have a staff.
Okay.
I have a spell that I can throw things.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sometimes
I
they're
know
not.
what you're trying to do. I'm just trying to
Yes.
figure this
You
out.
got, you
Telekinetic
got you got gold coins in your
projectile.
pocket you can throw on the ground and you shoot those?
Maybe.
Okay.
Metal vampire teeth.
I'm looking for bludgeoning.
Oh, okay. Well, the spell is ultimately going to be what causes the damage. So yeah.
Well, it says you deal bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage as appropriate to the object
Oh.
you hurled.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. We'll just say your flavor skull on top of your flavor.
Flavor skull.
It's my just in case.
Tune in next week for actually, and we get a ruling about
I
the
don't
flavor
see it
skull.
on the equipment list, but okay, we'll go with it.
It's part of the staff.
Okay. There's skulls all over the place in Geb. I'm sure you could pop a skull on your staff. and
You're
no one
right.
would care.
And I sure did.
Okay. Here comes the skull.
Does an 18 hit?
An 18 does hit. Yes.
Between this episode and next episode, I'm going to put everything I possibly have in my inventory.
Right?
Do you really have that pair of socks you're
Yes,
talking about?
I have two.
I don't see it on your sheet. Okay, so this is bludgeoning.
Yes.
Let me just check the old list of immunities and cetras. Okay, so you've hit it. How much damage do you do?
8.
8 points of damage. All right. And that's on the one that came up on Mert.
Yes.
Great.
The one in the back.
Okay, and that was telekinetic projectile, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Okay, and how many actions is that?
2.
All right, so what would you like to do for your third?
I don't really have anything that I can do with my third, and I'm definitely not getting up there.
Okay. You could recall knowledge, perhaps.
Oh yeah, that's right. What are those things with the?
Okay, let's see.
With the funky.
a great point.
Okay.
Might be a little different than normal.
Yeah. So these, the skill that you need to use to identify these, let's see if you have. You do. Okay. So
I have a lot of skills, but not crafting.
you have a certain set of skills.
Skills that may be a nightmare for skeletons with weird segmented
That's right.
insects in their chest.
Okay.
It would be weird if it was a society role.
Okay. They do not live in a society.
More
These
cooking.
guys. Ultimately, your knowledge of religion and religious esoterica have determined that this creature is something called an osteovite.
An osteovite?
Yes. An osteovite is a scavenger. That's a vermin that is actually fairly common in the abyss, which is basically where demons hail from. Sometimes when they come to the material plane, they'll gather up a bunch of bones and create something called a bone chariot that they like to
Oh my.
terrorize
A
the
bone chariot.
mortals on the material plane. And that's what you know. I'll also give you a useful piece of information. They are immune to poison, which I think is useful to you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that spell is kind of useless
For now.
for now.
You never know. Okay, but that was your third action. Recall that information.
And I can't relay that, can I?
No, you can. When you recall knowledge, you can relay that information
Okay.
for free. The only thing that takes an actual action to point out is when you are seeking hidden or undetected creatures.
Okay.
So if you do a seek action and say, "Oh, I just saw something in that corner," I better tell Mert before he gets waylaid. That's an action to point out to Mert.
But I didn't see it, so.
Yeah,
Or
this is
Mert
something
got
completely
waylaid.
different. So as you're like, "Oh my God, hey, this is or, maybe you would say,
Hey, that's a thing.
yeah, that's an osteovite."
He does
Sorry,
this thing.
osteovite. There's no eo. When I see bones, I see osteo.
I don't blame you.
Osteovite.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Osteovite. That brings us to Alara, which is me. I have no clue what Alara would do. Bess, please come back. What your character? Okay. I think she'll continue to move down the stairs and get to where she can kind of observe what's going on. So we'll kind of put her in the room here next to Lysander. And as she sees Mert there being essentially surrounded by these things, she'll cast guidance on him.
Great.
And I think that's it. That brings us to the original one that you saw lumbering down the hall there. Who's going to wind up one of those bone spikes for Mert?
Bring it on.
And miss.
Oh, it's been brought in.
I can take it all round. I'll be fine.
I don't think that's
I-
the truth.
Think you're lying.
Does it 28 hit?
And that is a critical.
Okay.
Roll low, please.
Roll low.
So I'm going to roll the dice once and double it. Just because that seems like a better shot of
Sure.
keeping him
Not
from
killing him?
competition. However, I do 18 points of damage.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Mert is a Mert puddle again. Collapses into dying.
Okay.
Cute. We might need this later than this roll, just saying. So we'll see.
Yeah, things could get ugly here. Okay, so
Just
with
reminding you that it's there.
Yes, thank you.
with Mert a puddle, this thing is going to trample through said puddle,
No. Mert's on his
and
feet.
it's going to spend the rest of its actions lumbering up to Lysander, the nearest living creature to put out of their misery.
I have reactive puddle, so that's gonna.
It's gonna trip and fall as it moves through my puddle.
See that on your sheet?
You've fallen into my trap.
It's in my equipment right under my skull.
That's your strategy, is to just go to dying and become a puddle with a reactive puddle.
Becomes difficult
Ability?
terrain.
Yeah.
And
Never fight with a
become
halfling when-
difficult terrain.
Never mind.
Or a not so difficult terrain.
Haha.
Okay,
Sad.
that brings us to Persephone.
Okay, so
So you have one of these creatures that has walked right up to Lysander, and then you have another one that's still kind of standing over Mirt's inert form. Inert Mirt.
I'm
Really?
gonna move behind the one that's up by Lysander.
Okay, so kind of create a flank with
Yeah.
Lysander. Okay.
That'd be one
Got
action.
it. All right, it is now
I
off
will
guard.
try to hit it.
Okay, great. And it being off guard because of your flanking is a -2 penalty to its armor class. Go for it. This is Austin Mike.
Shut
My
up.
luck is bad.
Shut the front
Get out of
door.
here. Is it a natural 20?
It is
Yeah.
a natural 20.
I literally rolled into my hand and then
Judges.
dropped.
Okay. That's
The
great.
site
Oh.
loves me.
My God.
I'm sending that tower through an X-ray.
Yeah, she just puts any old dice at the top and a 20 die roll.
That's why I said-
Hey,
I
that's
said
gonna
this is
save your
a little-
life one day. You just
The thing is,
shush.
I use this
My friend made
all
this
the
for
time.
me.
It just never happens.
It's got a little trap
That's
in
what
the
they all
bottom.
say.
Just.
Uh,
Oh.
it only
goodness.
happens for this show. It
Hey,
just,
better for this show than. I mean,
Natural
Mert's,
20s are
Mert's
fun.
over there sucking floor, so.
Yeah.
I need it.
Okay, this is your scythe, or is this your bastard sword?
I'm doing the scythe.
The scythe.
That is my favorite, and that's what I've been thinking every time I fight.
Super cool weapon too.
Fantastic. Okay. So this is called Shattered Jaw with a slashing weapon. Shattered Jaw. Until healed, the target is wounded 1. Can't speak, eat, drink, or make jaw attacks. So you get your double damage and you get that rider effect.
Okay, so roll a d10. I got 10
Okay.
on the die. So it's 2d10 plus. No, wait, it would just be
So that number plus
14
4. 14
times 2.
14 times 2 is 28.
20.
And I don't know if you put it on your character sheet or not, because the side
It's a
also
deadly
has the
D10.
deadly D10, which means you roll an additional D10 on a critical hit.
But that one doesn't get added to the.
Right, it's not
multiplicative.
multiplied. Yep.
Right, it's not double.
Yep.
You just add it on the end.
Yep.
So you're at 28 already. Another 10?
Yeah.
Okay, judges. So what is that, like 38 points of damage?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Okay.
It's hot over here on this table. I'm going to have to move down.
I don't know how like you're able to roll like you roll.
Dude,
but
it's nuts.
keep it up. Keep doing
I'm
whatever
literally
you're doing.
just like, every time she rolls, I'm like,
I need to learn a thing or two about what you're doing over there.
I have another show I play in, and I need some help too, okay?
Maybe you need to order one of those towers from her friend
I'm just saying.
that have the hidden D20 20s. But
You can't
however
have,
you're
you
getting
can't
there,
have any.
That's fair. But
It could
however
just
you're
be my
getting there,
dice. Like, I only use this dice
Hey.
for this game.
But
whatever it is that's happening, the mojo is there,
That's
and
right.
I'm
I'm
loving
happy.
it. And you may dispatch your foe.
we need that. Need that. That's big.
It is.
Ooh, that's big.
I'm gonna. Well, we did the jaw attack, so I'm going to decapitate its head.
Ooh,
Sure.
Nice.
Perfect.
Great call.
Okay. So that skull goes flying off and clatters against the stone wall. The bone chariot of the creature starts to lose its stability and starts crumbling around it. The segmented worm-like creature that's inside of it, which Ophelia has pointed out this is an ostovite, starts trying to squirm its way out of the skeleton as it's collapsing. But just as it just is about to break free of its bone chariot and run away, one of those long bones pierces it right through the middle, and it squirms and wriggles on the end of the bone, this strange purple fluid leaking out of it, and it just kind of gives one last spasm and stops moving.
That's gross.
Dead.
Okay.
Not wounded 2 or whatever.
No.
Wounded 1. Can't do jaw attacks.
Right.
Impaled.
And
That
just,
was 2 actions.
yeah. Yes, it was.
I can use my last action to move up to, well, put myself in between. You know what? because I can't attack from over here. And if I just stay where I'm at, I might be able to be... You know what? I'm just going to move up to it.
Okay. Give it something to think about.
Yep.
I like what you're thinking, though. Maybe make it come to you. Spend its action.
Okay. That is Persephone. All 3 actions. That brings us to Lysander.
Great. Lysander is. Am I within 30 feet of the Mert puddle?
Let's see. Looks like you're going to have to move forward about a step.
I hate that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll move forward a step.
A step, which is an action.
Yeah, I know it is.
Okay.
Just because she rolls good, doesn't mean you have to take it out on me.
I'm really, just using the map.
Yeah.
I'm just the guy behind the screen telling
Yeah,
the
I know
story.
you are. Jeez, oh Pete.
It's not a competitive game.
So we all tell each other.
Yeah. So I'm going to cast Harm for 2 actions. Gives
Okay.
me my 30-foot reach
It does.
at Mert.
Okay.
Great.
And he will... You will heal 16.
Oh.
I will reach... My hand reaches forward, and this just kind of sickly green energy down his veins out of his arm. It doesn't shake like it does before, but you just see like this sickly green energy down his arm, and then it pulses out of his fingers, and it just lands into the Mert puddle, and you just start seeing this necrotic kind of foul energy stitching Mert back together in fast motion. Like,
It's very good that you did that, because not only was he dying, he was also bleeding. So
correct.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. That's me. That's all 3 of my actions because of that sucky step.
I know.
It's fine though.
Okay. So that brings us to round 2, the top of round 2, and it is Mert's turn.
Great. Okay, so first action is coming to and reaching for my greatsword that's laying next to me. So it'll take an action to put that back in my hands,
Yes.
and an action to stand up next to this thing.
Yes.
So my third action is just going to be to hit it.
Oh, sounds good.
It was like dancing on a 16 and then just fell over. How about a 10?
10 unfortunately does not connect.
It's my turn.
It's hard to come back from the brink of
Absolutely.
death again.
Again
Okay.
and again and again.
All right.
Lysander just won't let me die.
I appreciate it.
It's been his goal this whole time to just
Yeah. You're
get back to where
bound
he
for eternity to trance through these.
belongs. All right. That brings us now back to this creature.
All my hard work.
Yeah. So he's seen this thing come back to life after he knew he just drove his spikes into it. You haven't really done anything to me yet, but I did see you completely destroy
Yep.
my friend, mate, compatriot. I don't know. Let's just roll a die and see what that tells me. All right, we're gonna go. This spike is coming at Persephone because she seems to be the most dangerous one.
Yeah, not the pile of goo.
No offense to any piles of goo. That's a 22 to hit Persephone.
That hits, not critical.
Okay, that's good. All right, so this is going to do 7 points of damage. And when it pulls this out, you start profusely bleeding. Okay. That was one spike. Now it's going to try to bite you. Okay. Does a 19 hit?
It does.
Okay. So when these, so it's not the skeleton that's biting on you. It's the little mandibles at the end of this segmented worm creature that's coming out from the rib cage and just bites into your belly. For 2 points of piercing damage
I want your guts.
and 3 points of acid damage
Ew.
as it starts burning where it bites into you.
So a total of
5 off the
5
line.
total.
5 total.
Yeah. And then it's going to drive that other spike one last time into you to try and finish you off. Unfortunately, with map, it's going to miss horribly. And that brings us to Ophelia.
I am going to cast Phase Bolt at it. As long as I'm within 30 feet.
Yeah, see, I thought that too.
I will take that action and move
Mike's really
forward.
struggling over there with the one action
Come down the
tax.
stairs.
You
Yeah.
said I was first.
There we go. Now you are within 30 feet.
Oh, of course she is.
Okay. Probably not going to hit with a 12.
Unfortunately, no. That's going to go sailing into the darkness. So that's a move and that's a 2-action spell.
Yes.
All right, that brings us to Alara. I changed my mind about playing Alara. That's a 15-foot cone. I don't think I like that. And Actually, I think I will do that because it's a cantrip, and who knows what all is going to be going on in here later. So I do have to get within 15 feet. Come over here with I'll stride over there with 1 action, and I'll angle my cone right down the side there to just get the creature in this. It's designed to where it only affects the creature, like nobody else can hear. Yeah. All right, and then I'll need a fortitude save from the Hostovite. All right, and it's none of these things, so it's going to take this if it fails the fortitude. Okay, well, it's a 19 on the die, so it's going to make the fortitude. So it'll take half from this haunting him. She still does 8 points of damage, so
Oh.
it takes half of that. So you see it kind of like squirm in its rib cage chariot. And it is Persephone's turn. Yep.
Alrighty, I'm going to attack. As you can see, I am rolling the dice in my hand.
You can, well, we've had the dice judges check your dice, and they are perfectly fine.
Okay, that's still pretty high.
Okay.
It's 27.
27 is a crit.
Ooh.
Okay.
Crits only.
Alright, so 9 plus 4, so that's 13
26.
times 2.
Plus another D10.
Plus another D10.
Yep.
So you're at 26 right now.
And 2.
Okay. 26, 27, 28. 28.
28 points of damage. Okay, when you do this, that bone chariot that this creature has kind of entwined itself in starts to crumble apart. And as a reaction, the hit points that you've been destroying are actually the chariot's hit points. And now the creature is going to take a reaction and try to skitter away from you as it crumples to the floor, and you see this long segmented worm just start skittering that way down into the darkness. What do you do about that?
I have reactive strike.
You sure do.
Get him. Get him.
Okay. That's a 19 to hit.
Get him.
That hits.
Get him.
All right.
Squirming.
Not far enough.
11 points.
You may dispatch your
Yes.
hideous segmented foe.
Let's go.
I just stab it where it's running. I just go straight down.
Okay. And as that blade pierces its chitinous exoskeleton, it squirms and squirms and can't seem to get purchase, and it just starts squirming slower and slower until it just kind of stops and twitches and collapses, completely destroyed. And that drops us out of that encounter.
Okay.
With and it's at the end of your turn, so you will take.
That's the end of her turn.
Yep.
Yep.
So you will take 3 points of persistent bleed, and now you make a flat check to stop that bleeding.
Okay. Nope. I got a 4.
Okay, so it's going to continue on unless you receive some kind of healing. So we'll kind of stay in encounter mode until this is resolved, because we do have some stuff ticking. Lysander.
I see this nasty wound on Persephone where she had been stabbed by this skeletal hand. And I will reach out with Nudge the Scales to cost me 1 action, and my hand does that violent shake, and that energy kind of pulses out of it, and you see the bottom part of his hand kind of dissolve, the bottom part of his arm kind of dissolve off, and this energy pierces out of his hand and hits Persephone where that wound is, and it just kind of stitches it back together really fast, and you just kind of watch it go and seal up. And I am at Cursebound 1. You heal 4.
I still look pretty rough, but
Yes,
it helps.
but you're not bleeding.
I'm not bleeding.
You're not bleeding out.
Okay. Yeah, so that will bring us out of encounter mode then and back into exploration mode down in this dark basement of Cox Manor. Mert is standing next to a pair of double doors. There is another set of double doors in the dim light just beyond him on his left. And this hallway is kind of divided or bisected by this long kind of foundation rock. So this black you see in the center is basically the stone pillar that's holding up the manor. So structurally, the basement is like a ring around this pillar.
Gotcha.
Well, Mert, why don't you open those doors behind you?
Sure. Yeah, definitely like taking a moment to catch my breath, kind of leaning on my greatsword. You know, when I came back to from that little ectoplasmic puddle, I wasn't in that erratic form, just normal Mert, right? So taking a moment to gain my wherewithal and then reach for the door, and my hand goes right through the door handle. So then I'll look back and say, could one of you get the door, please?
I open the door.
Sorry, Mert. I forgot.
That's okay. I did as well. Tough day so far.
So far. How are you feeling over there, Mert?
Like a
Feel
puddle.
Right is right.
Okay. So you open up this door.
He had the fastest out-of-body experience ever. Hit the ground.
Yeah. I don't think trampolines exist in Galarian, but that's kind of what I'm picturing.
Okay.
When,
This,
For your puddle?
when all your friends bounce you really hard, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
4 stone coffins line the east wall of this room. Each coffin is open and appears to be empty.
I'm gonna just, as we're going through these rooms, I'm assuming that we're all going in, and I'm going to assume we take time to search these area pretty thoroughly.
So
Yeah, we gotta make sure that we
yeah.
don't have any
secret
more.
passage.
Right.
Yeah, we
And
did.
so,
That's a great point.
as we are searching this, because it takes 10 minutes to search, it takes me 15 minutes to refocus, or 10 minutes to refocus. Is that what it is?
I think it's 10 minutes.
I'm going to not search, and I'm going to refocus and continue to heal Persephone for 4, gain Cursebound 1, refocus, drop it, refocus,
Sure.
and drop it.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. So, however many.
So your body keeps
Oh, yeah.
rotting and
Yep.
kind of returning to normal
Yeah.
in 10
So
minutes. and then you do it
it'll
again.
just this stuff will just kind of flake off my arm, and you just see all the tendrils and bone and muscle mass, and then as I kind of sit and gather myself, you just watch it just like it almost like slime running down my arm. It just kind of like comes out of the like under the top of my cloak and then down my arm, and then just like reforms into my arm.
Thank you.
It's just disturbing.
It is disturbing, but thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
I needed that. So
Poke it.
Yeah, the more I watch Lysander do this thing, like his ability to heal us, the less I want to understand his patron, I think. This chosen one, Urgathoa, like, I know a little bit about the Pallid Princess, but she seems like a truly terrifying
And just
deity.
to clarify, I did double check. It says you remain curse bound until you refocus, which reduces your curse bound condition by 1, in addition to restoring a focus point.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I just wanted to make sure that we're doing it right
Yeah.
before it becomes an actually.
I
I was gonna
appreciate
say,
that.
do you,
Because,
you don't want to actually.
it's kind of this
would heal
double-edged sword of like embarrassment, but also like learning.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
Ta-da!
I don't take any of it as an embarrassment. I think it's fun to see the how we're gonna grow. Like when we want, you know, two years later when we're playing like final episode, to go back at the beginning of this and be like, we are so dumb.
That's how we get more content from, actually.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Tune in to the ever burning show of actually.
I'm sure.
just to be clear, I heal for full because he's doing this.
So
right?
it's 4 per time that I do it.
Yeah, so
Okay,
every time
so-
he refocuses and then re-nudges the scales in your favor, you gain 4 hit points.
Correct.
So let's just do it at 4 at a time.
Yep.
Or,
Yeah, so 4 at a time. So how many hit points are you down?
11.
Okay, so you would need to do it 3 times.
Yeah.
And that would put you to full hit points. And it takes 30 minutes of this process of
Yeah.
him like, you know, refocusing and his body coming back together, and then he does it again. So
Yeah.
during that 30 minutes, you guys do a thorough sweep of this
Sure.
crypt, this collection of coffins,
Yeah.
and don't find really of any interest in here. You could also take this time, I suppose, if you had healer's tools. Oh, except we don't have a ghost touch healer's kit.
We don't have a regular healer's kit, do we?
I don't know. I don't
Don't
think so.
think so.
Okay, so
It's
you
not on anybody's list.
Add that to the wish list.
That is.
got a skull on your
shopping
staff,
trip.
but not a healer's kit.
We will
I'm not a healer.
get us some shopping.
I'm
I
a
saw her over
dealer.
here
Just gotta
typing it.
give you a
She's
hard
definitely
time.
typed in the skull on her staff at this point. Just to
I
be clear.
have.
Yeah, I saw.
It also says
it.
removable.
It's just
I
a
love
little,
it.
little skull that
Parentheses.
pops off.
It does. It says skull removable.
You know what? Staffs are fairly inexpensive, and I'm sure in the nation of Gab, skulls are dime a dozen. You could probably just go to the, you know, the
Anywhere.
dollar skull general.
Yeah.
You could just pick them off the wall.
They're $1.25 now, but you could still get them
It's like picking up a rock on the side of the road.
sometimes.
Or teeth out of a bucket.
Yeah, most of the buildings are built out of bones, right?
Yeah.
So,
Right?
Yeah.
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 I'm sure, yeah. I'm trying not to be nitpicky. It was just funny to give you a little teasing, like, that's not on your character sheet. But
No,
cool.
but that's
Now
what
you
my skull
officially have a telekinetic projectile skull, and it ties into your miniature perfectly.
I know. That's why I did it.
Awesome.
That's why I picked that
Yeah, yeah.
staff too
Yeah.
Okay.
Smart.
on my miniature.
All right. Well, now that it has been officially documented, I'm totally good with it, and I'm also good with your magic dice, and Mert getting hurt and going inert. Okay.
Let's check the next room.
And when he falls down, he splurts.
Yeah.
No,
Okay. So
that was a little too far.
everybody moves on down to the next room.
Yeah.
Or probably a splash.
So
but,
I'm gonna,
but for rhyming scheme, I understand.
Yeah. Splash doesn't really go with all right. So I'm going to do some scooting here because we're going to. I need a little bit more room on the map to
Sure.
get you
Do
guys.
you need some help?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good.
So Mert comes down the door. He already is quite aware that he can't open it. Who would like to open this set of double doors?
I shall. Persephone will.
Everybody is okay with where they're at?
Yep.
Yes.
Tactically.
Just to remind everybody too that we are looking for some kind of hidden passage with a corpse.
Yes,
Correct.
we're searching
So
thoroughly.
Argoon, the Annihilator, pointed out to us.
There's a corpse somewhere.
Corpse.
It is possible that
It's
he
a
was
corpse, of course.
completely messing with you, but
Now that we're down there,
True,
he's
but he
locked the
seemed
door.
very proper and forthcoming.
that's true. So as you guys come down to this door and you start getting ready to open it,
also
you do
looking
notice
for
off to your
smoke.
right in the dim light, there's this very long, oblong pool that's very similar to the decorative pond that's outside the manor that runs the length of this edge of the manor. But this pool is not covered in algae and teeming with insects and other kind of water plants.
It looks awfully red.
It does. Because this is a roiling mass of guts and viscera that are bubbling and burbling in this pool.
Oh, look, dinner.
If that's your thing.
Wow.
It's actively roiling. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of this.
I have no idea what that is.
Have we seen anything like this?
Poke it.
No. I don't know that you have enough gold in your pocket to get me to poke that.
But not with your hand.
Well, let me see your staff.
If I... No.
Yeah, see? Exactly.
What are we doing? We poke it?
I think
Let's
we just
check this room
I think
out
we
first,
just check
and
the
then
room
we'll
out
poke
and
the
then
stuff.
and then move on. I don't know that I want to poke it regardless.
It's certainly a dilemma whether to poke the viscera or to go into this room of coffins. And I guess we'll find out what you guys do after the break.
No. What?
I'm gonna poke it.
Bless it.
If I poke it now, do we not go to break? No. Okay.
No, we'll take our regularly scheduled break. I think,
Kramer's got a string.
Damn it.
yeah. Everyone.
That was the fastest freaking hour and a half ever.
Yeah. I wasn't even looking at the clock. I was having so much fun. I can't believe it.
Time flies. Yep.
So, so if you guys want to go ahead and take a break, I'll pull up chat and I'll hang out and talk about just what's going on down here in the basement of Collex Manor so far. And then we'll see if maybe anybody has some actualities they want to point out, if there's anything else that's, I'll just hang out and talk.
Great.
And
So, I looked down at chat and I almost died because somebody told a joke.
oh no, what's the joke?
Where do Rules Loyal get their water from?
I don't know where.
A well, actually.
Whoa, that's fantastic. You get a skull bones,
I love
whoever
that.
that was.
That's right.
Out of print GM.
That's going on a shirt.
Out of print GM, you get a skull bones, an honorary skull bones for a fantastic.
They also want to know where the maps came from.
So the maps. Okay, thank you, Jenny, for helping out with the chat because I would have to scroll through all this.
Oh no, they asked again.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, I gotta let my bifocals focus. Okay, I'm older. Anyway, so the maps are actually directly from the Paizo Incorporated published adventure path. These are from the Bloodlords adventure itself. So all of the published material that Paizo puts out, the adventures, whether they're modules or Pathfinder Society scenarios or full-on adventure paths, which are complete campaigns that are written by Paizo and their staff. They include a great set of artwork. They include a tiny bestiary in the back that have several monsters that are particular to that adventure, and they also include the maps. Some adventure paths don't have every map for the entire adventure. Some of those you may have to draw yourself or use some of their flip mats that they sell separately. But all of these are actual PDFs from the adventure that we've just kind of printed and put on a board here to use at our table for the camera work. So great question for behind the scenes. Yeah, these maps I didn't draw these. These are directly from Paizo Publishing and their Bloodlords Adventure Path.
But his Fog of War was totally his idea.
The Fog of War, I do take some credit for that. I did see on a Reddit forum the use of the 3x3 sticky notes that come in black to use Fog of War. So I immediately ran out and bought me a pack of 3x3 black sticky pad that I can cut up into various shapes and just kind of sticky them onto the rooms to kind of keep them fogged out. Because we don't use a virtual tabletop here at Elite Encounters. Everything is just like we're a bunch of buddies hanging out at the table and gaming like you would at your home game. So we don't have a lot of virtual tabletop. We don't have any virtual tabletop. We have real maps, real minis, real dice. Everything is hands-on here. I think the only thing virtual we use is our character sheets. We use the Path Builder application for that.
They did also ask about how criticals work.
How do criticals work? Okay, great question. So in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, every roll you make is against a difficulty class, a DC, or an armor class if you're swinging a weapon or casting a spell at a creature. That's the target number you have to reach. When you roll your dice, whether it's on an attack or whether it's a skill check, whatever you're rolling, if you get 10 above that particular target number, that DC or AC, that's considered a critical success. And what that does is that bumps your tier of success up one level. So if you are swinging your weapon and you get a critical success, you end up doing double damage. Some of the things that we do that are slightly different is if it is a natural 20, what that does is that automatically takes you to the next highest tier of success, even if it's ultimately a failure. So you can roll a natural 20 and still, potentially fail. If you're trying to swing your rake at a dragon, a natural 20 still isn't automatic. But if you do succeed at a critical hit with a natural 20, we use the critical effect cards. Critical hit and critical fumble decks, also published by Paizo, to give a little bit of extra flavor to those really rare, powerful hits or really rare, terrible, catastrophic fumbles. So we have a lot of fun with hits and crits and fumbles and misses.
What's Kingmaker?
Kingmaker, okay, great. I have never played Kingmaker myself.
That's me asking.
That's you asking that?
One of,
I actually have played Kingmaker.
it says,
Yep.
they said that one of the players is planning on running Kingmaker. What's that?
That's great. So that is another adventure path. That was originally written for 1st edition. Sarah, did you play yours in 1st edition or 2nd?
Second.
2nd edition. So Kingmaker is one of the most successful adventure paths that came out for the 1st edition of Pathfinder, which was its main edition from 2008 to about 2018. And
I'm still listening, but I gotta go.
they remastered that. They basically took that and converted it to a 2nd edition adventure path. It was also converted into a CRPG video game by Owlcat Studios. Really fun, kind of turn-based combat, but also like strategic map-based world building, just like the Kingmaker adventure path was. I personally have not played it. I do know it is a very sandboxy adventure where you are responsible for building a kingdom. What land was that set in? Do you remember
Not
where you're
really.
building that kingdom?
I could be totally out, but I think it's the River Kingdoms.
Yes.
I think that's right.
Yeah. So
That
kind of a wild nation in the kind of the northeast of Avestan.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a very interesting setting where you are kind of given free reign to create your kingdom and run it how you see fit, but you also have kind of that party adventure mode where you're going in and doing various dungeon crawls and taking care of monsters that are in the surrounding areas. And maybe there's events where monsters might be picking on your farmers or something like that, and you have to go take care of that. So you're going to have a lot of fun with that. Let us know how that goes for you. We'd love to see you back in chat and telling us how that's going.
Definitely. And I've got to say, it gets me so excited about the new stuff that's coming out right now for 2nd edition, but also knowing that Kingmaker was so successful in its conversion, it makes me hopeful that maybe some of these old, well-loved 1E adventures may make their way to 2E rule set officially. I think that would be excellent.
That would be fantastic.
And save some of the GMs that want to do it themselves manually a ton of time.
I think that I speak for a lot of players and GMs out there that they would love to see a Rise of the Rune Lords campaign, the quintessential Paizo adventure path. The first adventure path fully written for the Pathfinder rule set was the Rise of the Rune Lords. And I played through that thing twice. I'm going to GM it eventually at some point. And I would love to see it in 2nd edition because it's such a great story and such a great adventure that I think it deserves that 2nd edition conversion.
I agree.
And I have my own personal favorites too, but
Yeah, I've got
So
some
the
weird
show
ones I'd love
after
to see.
Bloodlords? Is that what I'm hearing?
you never know. We'll see if it's out. If it's out, great. If it's not, then
We got plenty of awesome things to choose from. That's,
Oh,
that's
for
for
sure.
darn sure.
so much.
I mean,
content out
they have stuff. Spore War is what's being pushed right now with the Adventure Path.
Thirst for Blood is
Thirst for Blood is
yeah.
coming.
which, if you're into vampires,
Yeah.
which we have some good flavor here today,
Absolutely.
you're going to get more than your fill in that campaign
Yep,
for sure.
for sure.
But
All right, so it looks like the team is back, so I'm going
We're ready.
to sneak
We got
away
plenty
myself.
of
Yeah.
we got plenty of vampire love
Yeah,
tomorrow too.
that's right. Well, slow
True.
down.
you know we love you. Okay, so I will return shortly, and we'll see just
Sure.
what happens in the basement here, whether it's viscera or coffins. Both sound like horrible options, but we'll see.
right, what could possibly go wrong?
Right?
Coffins are normal for us, I think.
That's true.
It's just kind of what we deal with.
So what do you guys have? What do you have had going on in the week? Right. So I know I told the crew when we got here that I looked forward to this all week.
Oh, I know.
I left Monday night and I was like, ugh, I want to. Can we just play? And then obviously we have Soul Severed that we run on Tuesday night,
Yep.
and I left there, and we're right in the middle of a storyline that's intrinsically involved with my character, and I'm just like, ugh, I just want to get back to the things and do the stuff.
Are we in a different dimension
I don't
Oh,
know.
we're in a trial.
Yeah,
We're doing
the
a trial.
The trial of conviction.
Ah, yes.
Is that like the Starstone trial? You ascend to godhood?
I mean, maybe,
Okay.
No.
Just curious.
maybe.
Wait.
But I do have some semi-exciting news, if you want to hear.
Always.
Right, so
Bring it.
I've started a little bit of a little underground series that I think I haven't chosen the day yet, but I think it's going to post on Fridays. I think that's going to be.
Oh.
I think that's going to be my day. It's going to be a exclusively to YouTube series.
Great. Love that.
And I'm calling it Critical Knowledge. And I'm going to have a series of under 10-minute videos where I break down various things that have to do with Paizo or Pathfinder or what's going on, what's happening, just kind of trying to drag us a little more relevant in that platform.
Sure.
And to drag us a little more relevant, closer to a relationship with Paizo and the stuff that they're doing. The first episode I have edited down, and it will come out this Friday, and then it'll release every week on Friday moving forward. And I have probably 3 or 4 of them already filmed, but I just have to edit them down. But it's going to be a place where you can go and find out what's coming, what's new, what's happening, what's what if they're going to make a Kingmaker in 2nd edition, we want to be talking about it, right?
Absolutely.
And so I have this this show with a big net I want to cast, and hopefully we can start dragging some more relevancy to us on YouTube and start boosting our following there, and ultimately in the future maybe we hook up arm in arm and work out some stuff with Paizo and have
That's great.
a healthy relationship with it.
Yeah. So,
What else
and I love
comes-
the kind of short, digestible format.
Yeah,
that's
that'll be fun.
That's
Yeah.
awesome because not
Yeah.
everybody can hang out for the 3 hours to watch. Luckily, since we're in podcast now, right? You can
Right.
hang out and listen, which makes it a lot easier. And starting to push some of these
Yeah.
short, little, digestible tidbits that'll keep you up to date and in the know.
Yep.
It's gonna be a great way to kind of consume what we were putting out without having to have the investment on when we go live.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I know the first episode is the top 5 things that make Pathfinder awesome to play in. So Pathfinder 2nd edition, awesome to play in.
Yep.
The next episode from that, I talked to Patrick about it, and I think we're going to put together a little under 10-minute video on how to convert your D&D 5e game to Pathfinder 2e.
Love that.
He tells me all the time that he sees people post about how do you do this, how do you do that, and hopefully we can put together something that's digestible and quick,
Right.
that you can get your juices flowing on how to put that stuff together, and then get you walking down the right path We don't want to have.
Yes.
We don't want to
Finding
have
the path.
Yeah. We don't want to have. We don't want to turn the 10-minute video into a 5-minute or 5-hour dissertation on how to convert each one of your encounters or each one of your characters. But we want to get you headed in the right direction.
Sure.
So you can find what you're looking for, and
Absolutely.
and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, and it's important to note that like those systems are very different from each other. It's what Paizo is doing is very unique intentionally. And because of that, not everything is going to go exactly, for character conversions especially, exactly the way you want. But I think you're going to find that the amount of, I think a good way to describe it is like horizontal progression, the amount of different options you can choose is going to far outweigh like, oh man, I don't get to do this exact thing that I got to do in 5e. The breadth of kind of options that are open to you in this game, I think that Paizo prides themselves at being like the most customizable tabletop RPG.
And there's some cool stuff that's like, as I've dug through the information into this little quick thing, and we'll get back to the dungeon here real quick, but it's interesting to see like when they're like, oh, you're playing a warlock in 5e. How does that translate into Pathfinder 2nd edition? And it's like, oh, be a magus and dip with this, and they'll give you suggestions on what you should take for your dedication or your archetype. And it's like, and then you should be able to play them pretty similarly to what you're doing.
Hear me out though. Don't just make your regular rapier wielding magus. As a build junkie myself, make a mummy that is the unfurling brocade, and use your mummy wraps as your sash. That's my thought.
Your skeleton bard that plays his rib bones.
Yes, and he's like throwing them around like a scarf, basically. Yeah.
Sounds like Jacob has like 3 or 4 backup characters.
I'm a build geek. I can't help it. Like I spend way too much time in Path Builder and other apps, just like, what if I put these together?
There is a strong semblance from me to you. I will build characters just to enjoy building them, and they may never ever see the light of day.
It is fun. I mean,
anyway,
with so many options.
For sure.
I mean, the mathematics that they've done is like it's thousands of potential combinations to create characters in this system.
Yep.
It's the only limit's your imagination, basically, and how cool your GM is. Speaking of cool GMs, I'm back. You guys have opened up this second crypt, so to speak. So I'll give you a brief description here. But you also have this scrying room next to you. There are 4 stone coffins lining the east wall of this room. 3 of them are open, and one of them still has the stone lid affixed to it.
Interesting.
Well,
Do we poke the stuff?
Thankfully, I can't lift the lid.
I was gonna say, can you peek in? Like, stick your head in it?
So the two of you that are in the door, which would be Mert and Persephone, you actually, as you're looking in here, you can hear just a faint kind of scritching sound, like nails on stone inside this room. Very similar to that.
ugh.
Okay.
Nails on a headstone.
Yeah.
Or coffin lid.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what that would be called that has 2 syllables. I couldn't find anything.
Do we want to... I relay this information to the rest of the group that there's definitely something in the coffin. Do we want to open it? We probably... Knowing if we're going to live here, if we live here, we probably should open the coffin.
I completely agree, Persephone. I think we definitely need to make this entire manor safe, so that we can continue to enjoy it without the risk of these future infestations.
That means I'm going to have to open the coffin.
I'm ready, and I'll kind of heave my greatsword up and find balance, and hold it at the ready.
When you did that, I thought for a second I bumped my head on my mic or something. Like, oh no, here I go again. Okay.
So, anyone else?
Meanwhile, over next to Mert, you can hear this splurping sound.
Splurping? Is that the technical term? All right.
Yeah, I looked it up.
All right.
All right, cool.
Says it in the book.
I think I'm going to open the coffin. Anyone object?
Oh, here we go, boys. All right.
I'm gonna position myself in the corner away from the coffin.
I want to go to the other corner, also away from the coffin.
I'm happy to be right up there next to Persephone because I told her I would be ready.
Yeah.
You're saying this?
Yep, that's me
I'm
right
gonna
there.
take both my hands to probably open this coffin.
Exactly.
So I'm not gonna be able to have my weapon out.
I've got mine ready.
Alara's going to stay outside in the hallway.
Hey, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay out here.
She murmuring to an unseen creature again.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Oh, run away.
I thought I saw something. Okay. So you're
Bess,
gonna.
Bess, please come back.
Yeah, we miss you.
I'm terrible at playing your character. Okay. So you're gonna try and open this
Coffin.
sarcophagus.
Yep.
Has it?
Does it have a name on it?
It does not.
Okay.
I wonder if this is smoke.
Considering that I spent 30 minutes healing Persephone, would you say that it has been an hour since Alara cast guidance on Persephone upstairs?
Sure. But you guys have done some thorough searching and stuff.
Since we're keeping track of time and all that good stuff, right?
Did she
Yes.
cast guidance? on
Upstairs on the last week's episode, she casted on Persephone upstairs when we were fighting something.
the rats one?
Yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah. You guys have
So I
searched
just-
several rooms since then.
It's,
Yeah. On average, I usually 10-minute blocks are nice and convenient. Of like we're going to spend some time searching
Yep.
this room,
Yep.
this room.
Sure.
10-minute blocks is pretty easy to kind of move forward. That would be that room was 14 minutes and 9 seconds, and this room was only 3 minutes.
well, I would like to cast guidance on Persephone if she's going to try and muscle this thing open.
Okay.
You are now immune to guidance for an hour.
Yep.
Okay, duly noted.
I am
Everybody start your
preparing
clocks.
to cast.
I'm starting my own clock, thank you.
Okay. Well, we won't be doing any actions until we roll for initiative. So,
I know, but I'm prepared.
Great point.
I've prepped.
are you guys wanting to get into like?
I think so. Whatever is in
Or
this
do you wanna
coffin is moving
just
around,
break it
so I
up?
think we should enter the encounter mode.
Let's just roll for initiative now.
Let's just do it.
Just in case, we're
You're aware
we're
something's
preparing.
in there.
Yeah, I think that makes
Yeah.
I'm
perfect
aware
sense.
something's out here.
Especially if we're starting to make actions that are,
I like it.
encounter based.
I like it, except I don't like that roll. I'm gonna roll again and to get a better one.
No.
You're gonna cash in your skull bone?
Yeah.
I have a
plenty.
bag of skull bones, he
Got
says.
a nemesis point over there or something?
Okay.
Okay.
Nemesis
Oh
point.
boy.
No.
All right.
Stop giving him ideas.
Yeah, I'm getting lots of great ideas from my players.
From the guy you kill every episode.
Yeah, literally. Every
he just
episode.
he just has the dying condition. He hasn't been fully killed yet.
'Cause I won't.
Speaking of Mert, you are wounded 1. What is your initiative?
My initiative is 19.
19. All right, that's pretty good. Ophelia.
16.
Okay, also good. Alara, that's me. Oh, I got
Sorry.
a natural 20, so that'll turn into this number. Persephone,
12.
12. Okay, and Lysander.
22.
Oh,
22.
what
man,
the?
look at all of those double-digit initiatives. I love it. All right, so let me just get things in order. Lara is going to be first on the initiative, but I think she's just going to kind of go into delay mode until she sees what's going to develop from the casket here. Lysander would end up putting you first.
I'm going to delay until the casket.
All right.
We're all on
Lots of
delay.
moving around the initiative tracker at the
Dang
moment.
it, stupid
It's
pizza.
all good. It's all good. It's easy.
Yeah.
Easy enough. Okay, so I'm going to just slide you over to the delay column, and you can jump back into the initiative order whenever you like. Mert, you are up.
I am also going to delay after Persephone,
Okay.
since she's the one opening the.
Is that what Ophelia is going to do too?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that was fun. So we'll just do this,
We should have just put ourselves in our own order. Thank you.
and then it'll be Persephone's go, as she's ready to try to yank this lid off of this coffin.
Be gentle.
Or don't.
Or don't.
All right. So, am I rolling this?
Yes, it's your
So,
athletics.
athletics,
It's not
okay.
a secret roll.
Don't forget the +1 from guidance if you want to use it on that.
16.
16. Okay, so you start lifting up the lid to the coffin, and you could see some kind of thing scrabbling around inside.
Oh no.
What's your next action?
Baseball. No.
She gets to finish on her turn.
I know.
Okay. Do I recognize? Is it the same things that have been attacking us?
This looks completely different based on what you can see, but bear in mind you're standing over it and just lifting up the lid, so it's kind of hard to get a
I'm
good
gonna
view.
push the lid off.
Okay, give me one more athletics to push that lid all the way off.
One better.
Okay, so yeah, you give it a heave-ho and it just kind of like slides off and thunks to the ground on the opposite side. It's probably too heavy to like just go throwing it off, but it does thunk open and this thing starts scrabbling out that looks almost like a rib cage with the attached spinal column. The spinal column curves around up above the rib cage to a pointed tip like a scorpion tail.
Oh, come
And
on.
it
What on
starts
earth?
scrabbling up out of the thing. And what is your next action now that you are empty-handed and the coffin lid's on the ground?
I draw my weapon.
Okay, that's good.
Good
Is this the
So-
rest of
Alara comes out
Argon?
of delay to go,
no
oh,
idea
what's
what that
going
thing
on?
is.
Argon? What his name?
Who else is coming out of delay?
I am as well.
Yeah,
I am as well.
same.
Okay, in the same order. Okay, look at that.
Yeah, just
Okay, so we'll just go Lysander.
Great. So this thing starts to skitter out of this coffin that's opened up. I'm going to reach up to my jacket cloak, and I have these metal rings, and I'm going to rip one of them off of it,
Okay.
and I'm going to kind of crush the thing in my hand, and it turns into like shrapnel. And I'm going to cast needle darts.
Okay. So most of it's still inside the coffin, so I'm going to give it a little bit of cover.
Sure.
But you may fire when ready.
May fire when ready.
fire at will.
That is not good. That's a 17.
17, unfortunately, is not going to connect with that.
Great. I love that for me.
Yeah. You do have
super.
one action left.
I do have one action left. I'll cast shield on myself.
Oh, okay. I like it.
I also like it.
Mert.
So, you throwing it off, you see something in there skittering around. I can probably hear it, but I'm not as tall as you are, so I may not see it. Either way, though, I'm starting to, get into that erratic form, and I've got you, and but I don't know what it is. So I think I'm going to try to high jump up onto/into the coffin to attack it. So
Whoa, okay.
I'll try an
from
athletics
above.
to get up in there. How about a 18?
An 18 should do it. Yep, you can jump. You'll get a little bit of a running start and jump up into this now open coffin.
And that is
yeah.
2 actions, correct?
Yes, it
okay.
is 2 actions.
Yep.
And you see before it ribs of a scrabbling rib cage connected to a vertebral column, and the ribs are almost like functioning like the legs. So take the rib cage,
Like a scorpion.
turn it
Yeah.
sternum down, and the vertebral column is curling up above it.
Right.
And I've even got a little figure to represent it in the coffin.
It's a chest burster.
Right there.
It does. Kind of look like a face hugger or something. Okay.
Well then.
With my third action, I'm going to hit that thing. Or I'm going to try, at least. 17?
17, since you are in the coffin with it, is a hit.
Yes.
How about a 13 points of damage?
How about I love that?
Okay. Let me just check the. Okay. So when you hit it with this slashing weapon, the blade kind of skitters off the vertebral column, and you don't quite do as much damage as you thought you did.
That's bullshit. He did 13.
So 10 of that is slashing, but 3 of that is spirit. I don't know if that matters much.
It won't because
Okay.
it has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because things on my numbers.
Yep. No, it's
my
totally fine.
screen says so.
Okay, so yeah, you have those are your 3 actions.
That's my 3
Jumping
actions.
in there and slashing down. What a cool dynamic attack.
Right?
Ophelia.
First of all, what is that?
What is that? So that's going to be a recall knowledge, which you can do with
Yes.
Arcana or Crafting.
I have Arcana.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and roll that as a secret.
Go ahead.
Forgive me just a second here. Okay. And your bonus to Arcana is
7.
7. You got it. Yeah. So you have identified this as a scrabbling rib cage. It's creative naming. Huh.
Weird.
Almost like you
people
said
who
that
created
word.
this,
Sounds familiar.
I did.
It's really good at word games, is it?
So this is actually a construct. This is not an undead creature. This is something that somebody built.
Oh.
And it is fairly rare. It may be a little bit more common in the nation of Gen. And let's see, for you, a piece of useful information, because it is a construct, is unfortunately immune to poison.
Thanks.
It's useful to you.
That's
Right.
true. But you know what it's not immune to?
What's that?
Face bolt.
Okay,
It's not immune to Mert.
that's true. It's resistant to Mert.
It says so on the character sheet.
Probably
right.
not going to hit with a 15.
A 15, unfortunately, is not going to hit.
I'm
No.
not having any luck with this. That's all my actions.
Okay, so recall the knowledge.
I
Now
fired
that
face
brings
bolt
us-
into the wall.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hit Mert. He was already a puddle once.
You know, yeah, when he's up in there, maybe you pulled it just the last minute just to avoid hurting Mert.
Don't hurt Bert.
Don't hurt Mert and make him
Nope,
hurt.
I don't want to hurt Mert. I'm going to make a puddle.
Okay. So that brings us back now to the rib cage. who
Keeps
is
it up. You have to put Mert
in the
dirt.
coffin already with Mert. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah. Oh, yes, let's.
My first action, the jagged ribs are going to try to kind of wrap around you and pinch you here. How about a 19?
Yep, that'll do it.
Okay.
And that's armor class, correct?
Yes.
Not any kind of save. Okay, cool.
No, this is a melee attack. So it is against AC. And this is going to do 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And now that it has actually wrapped its ribs around you, it is now going to attempt to grab you.
It's hugging you.
Is any of
No, thank
these
you.
a manipulate action?
No, these are melee attacks, and then
I got
the
it.
grab is.
I thought I'd ask.
That's a good question though, because that would trigger your reactive strike.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he is also a ghost.
Yes.
Okay. However, he can be.
Yep.
He can be
athletics.
hit.
Yep. So this athletics check is against for a grab. I believe is your fort DC.
It is.
This is going to be a 25.
That'll get it. It is not critical though.
It's not.
Thankfully.
So now that it's grabbed a hold of you, it is going to squeeze those ribs together, doing a constrict damage of 7 points as they start wrapping around you, digging into your ectoplasmic flesh. And that's it for the scrabbling rib cage. Round 2, Persephone,
Okay.
who has now drawn her weapon. You're still up though, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course, just with 3.
I'm sorry, they're
If I
betting
were to
on whether
hit-
you were a puddle or not by the end of this round.
I'm fine.
If I were to hit
There's 2
the construct,
They're literally betting.
would I hit Mert as well?
Careful, what you're about to say is going to trigger an actually.
Yeah, man. Okay. So when you
Because
have that's going to be the grabbed condition.
Right.
It's just going to make him off guard. It's not going to make it to
Okay.
where you could
I just-
potentially hit Mert.
got it. I wanted
That's
to make
my
sure.
interpretation of it, and that's what we're going to roll with. And I'm going to kind of scoot this map just a little bit more toward me so we can see what's going on in this room on the top down.
And I believe even though I'm grabbed and off guard, I still threaten this creature, so it will also be off guard from Persephone.
Yes, it is off guard.
All right, I'm gonna try to hit.
Okay.
My luck has run out.
Oh no.
But hopefully not to the
12.
extreme.
A 12, even with off guard, unfortunately, does not connect.
I'm gonna save my bone just in case I need it for later.
Okay.
So,
Swing 2.
Swing, better.
14.
Because it's off guard, a 14 does hit.
Uh-huh.
And that's after the map penalty.
Yeah, that is after I rolled a 9, it would be +5.
Excellent. Okay, you got it.
Okay.
Yes.
14.
14 points of damage. It is slightly resistant to it, but it is still enough for you to dispatch your foe.
Oh,
Yay.
yes.
So I'm going to try to hook it and throw it to the wall.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Try to get it off Mert.
Yeah, so when you swing through, it just kind of grabs through those ribs and just kind of flings it.
It's like shucking a Mert.
Yeah.
Those ribs kind of like scratching through his ectoplasmic flesh as it clatters against the wall and thuds to the floor inert. No death throws or anything because it's just a construct. But you finished it off. And Mert, as you're standing in the coffin, you notice there's something like a small brown crystalline thing kind of at the foot of the coffin.
Interesting. I'll point that out to my party. Say there seems to be a small brown crystal here. I can't mess with it, but it's down here by the feet, and I'll just kind of turn around and, maybe I still have my great sword out. I'll just kind of almost point with it down here.
Well, someone with magic probably should check this out.
Well, you can certainly see what it is when he points it out. It's kind of like in the velvety lining of this coffin. You do see basically a small sculpture. It looks like it's in the shape of like a crouched jackal or a dog, and it's made out of smoky quartz, hence that brown crystalline structure.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Maybe this is something to do with smoke. Grip.
Yeah.
The smoky quartz.
Maybe.
Who wants to pick it up?
I'll pick it up.
I want to.
Yeah, so you pick it up, and it's fairly hefty. Like it's carved out of one big chunk of smoky quartz, and you can see the kind of that brown inclusion in the quartz crystalline structure, but it has been carved in the shape of like a crouching canine.
Does it have chicken feet in the back feet?
It doesn't appear to, no.
Okay,
question,
just checking.
Yeah, interesting. No, thematically, it just looks like a dog. There's none of that extra kind of misplaced artistic style that you've seen throughout the house.
Okay.
Does anyone want to take a closer look at this before I just shove it in my bag and we keep moving?
Sure.
Great, here you go. I'll hand it to Ophelia, and I will start healing Mert, much like I did Persephone.
Okay, so we're gonna nudge the
Yeah.
scales.
Just,
on
I
that.
mean, just
Well,
Can we is there any? Well, I don't have magic, so I can't really tell if it's magical.
Yeah, it just appears to be a small statuette of a dog carved from smoky quartz.
I don't have a spell to identify it
Okay.
per se.
Is there anything else in the coffin besides the creature?
No, aside from the rib cage that came scrabbling out, and what you've discovered to be this smoky quartz dog, there's nothing else really of note in the coffin. It does
Sure.
look comfy though.
Can we look around the room, see if there's anything else that we missed because we went straight to the coffin?
Sure. Yeah, we'll spend some time as maybe as Lysander is nudging the scales for Mert.
You gonna nudge me a second time? Sure.
so it takes 10 minutes for the cycle to run. So I'll do the spell, and then I take 10 minutes to essentially reform my body.
Right.
So how many increments
fine.
of 4? Okay.
Okay. So about 20 minutes of
Sure.
nudging the scales and recouping your own flesh
Yeah.
in exchange for Mert's. And you guys do a thorough examining of the coffins. You can check all the empty ones, check the walls for any kind of, unless Argun is pulling your finger, pulling your leg, I guess.
He's all
hand,
hands.
guys. Stay with me, folks.
Quick wit.
But yeah, you spend some time going over, and there's really nothing else of note in here except these other coffins that currently don't have lids, but they all do look comfortable.
That's a vampire joke.
I know.
Okay.
Feel
And you guys are fighting over rooms. I'm trying to give you options.
feel right at home.
Yeah, just put some soil from your homeland in there, and you're good to go.
Bam.
I think
I could turn the whole basement into my room.
you certainly could.
You very well could, yeah.
Let's look and see what else is in this
Yeah,
basement.
with your
True, I would like to figure out what else.
river of visceral goop.
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
fall
well,
We could
asleep to
change
the.
it. We could drain the group and
We still haven't addressed that goop.
We could.
by the
You
way.
get to fall asleep to the. Boop, boop, boop.
It's like a hot. That's like a hot spring, like a volcano, where it's like you just see it building, and it's like
I'm gonna poke it.
Okay, so you're going to move over to the viscera
I'll poke it with my staff.
and poke it with your staff.
we were out of combat.
Yes.
Welcome back to combat.
Back to
Yeah, right.
exploration mode. So
Maybe.
you move over.
Who knows?
What are you?
I'm bobbling.
Alara's probably like, I don't know that I would, maybe not, I don't, oh well. And she starts stepping back as,
Bess, please come back.
I am right behind her.
right behind Bess or right behind Ophelia? You want to be here in case,
Yeah, if something happens.
Something goes down?
Yeah.
okay. Mert, how about now that you have,
Oh, I can't hide in the coffin? Oh, okay. Fine.
you can,
No, I'm fine. It's fine.
we'll remove this.
You take your face hugger somewhere else.
foe.
Listen.
Yep.
I'm gonna boop the.
Schnoop.
I'm gonna boop the hot tub of
Hot tub.
gore.
Oh,
The
boy.
forbidden hot tub.
Oh boy.
Forbidden hot tub. Oh, okay.
So this
Forbidden
long
hot tub.
hall contains a 5-foot wide, 30-foot long trough of writhing viscera. The east and west wings of the room are heaped with countless bones. The bone pile to the west, which is the one closest to me, is riddled with hundreds of tiny holes, tunnels. And you go to start poking the viscera.
Just once.
Okay. You guys do notice the bone pile with all the holes. Okay, so what are you poking it with?
My staff. At
Okay.
the base of my staff.
So when you stick your staff in there, you see the viscera that's in there almost moving and writhing of its own accord. Kind of at the touch of your staff almost recoils from it, but then forms right around it and just kind of oozes and swims around it. And you can see like entrails and various bits of connective tissue wrapping around your staff.
I think if it like moved away from the staff and then started coming towards it, I'd probably pull the staff back
Okay.
because
It's
ew,
alive.
gross.
Okay.
It was avoiding it on purpose
Yeah.
It seemed to at first, yeah.
at first. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay, fine. I'll leave you alone.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're not sure. I mean, what are you trying to do with this pool? What are you trying to discern?
If it's gonna jump out at me.
Okay. Maybe you want to recall knowledge about pools of viscera?
Yeah, sure. Why
Something.
not?
Okay, let's do a secret arcana.
Oh, yeah.
Like, does my mom have one of these in her laboratory? Yeah.
Your mom.
Does she?
I don't know.
I sure hope not.
One
Some
more.
necromancer.
What kind of backstory information are you trying to reveal now?
Well, interestingly enough, you are pretty well versed in arcana.
Haha.
And that being said,
You have no idea what this is.
you do discern that this pool of viscera is used as some form of scrying device.
Oh.
You know that some witches, some hags may use pools of still water as like a scrying pool. This pool of viscera was designed for a similar purpose. How to activate that purpose and get it to scry for you is another thing entirely. But you do know that that's kind of the function here.
You
Oh.
did say scrying room when you were talking earlier.
Interesting. So,
I called it a scrying room.
You did.
You did.
It was on accident, and I didn't listen to you because...
That's called revealing information we shouldn't know yet.
Yeah, so I ignored it.
It's a lot of whispering for me. ASMR tabletop.
It's a live show. Don't make me turn red. Okay.
So
So this is a scrying pool. I'll have to work on that.
I kind of looked at Lysander too, and is this like your bones?
There are many medians that connect people to various founts of connections to the afterlife. Some are more disturbing than others.
Yeah, so Ophelia would know from her role that, scrying is basically a way of remotely looking at something that's kind of happening right now.
Right.
Whereas your bones are different. They're an oracular kind of premonition, right? To kind of sense, if I do this, will it be to my benefit or will it be to my
Detriment.
Well, like if I can figure out how to use this, I could, maybe look in on like Sif or other places that I've or people that I know or seen or
I wonder if it was attuned for any specific
or that.
location as well. Like if there's something specific that it was trying to, the previous owner was using it to look at.
It's a really big pool.
Yeah,
It is.
certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a 30-foot long pool. It's hard to tell how deep it was, but when you pull your staff out and look at the gore that's still on the end of your staff from when it started to kind of slurp around it, it's probably a good 2 feet deep, at least.
Ew.
Good Lord.
And deep.
Wonder if there's. In my head, I'm wondering if we could just drain it and put water in for you to have a different scrying pool.
Perhaps, but as Ophelia described it, I don't think this is anything that we're an immediate threat from being attacked by or being
True,
harmed
we can do
from.
that another day.
So I think, we just try to make it safe for now, and then maybe you can figure out what to do with it later.
Yeah.
So you mentioned there was some bones and a bunch of holes somewhere?
Yeah, so along this hallway, on the far end there, and on the end closest to me, there are just this mass of innumerable bones that are clogging the ends of the hallways. The mass that's down here, if you're kind of looking at it, as you're watching it, you see that it's like a mound with dozens or maybe hundreds of tiny holes. And every so often, this small gray segmented thing about the size of a finger or so will kind of squirm out of it, skitter on the top, and go to a different hole and go in.
Wonder if it's more of that infestation. I suppose maybe we should clear out the bones so that they don't have a thing to make those horrible chariots with.
Right? Do you want to finish cleaning? Do you want to finish clearing out the rooms, or do you want to deal with this?
I think you're right. I think we should check the rest of the rooms for any more immediate threats. The little thing that I saw crawling out certainly wasn't the size of the ones that were controlling the other skeletons. So, let's deal with the other things first, and then we can get to work on clearing these out and squashing the little ones.
Sure.
Unless we walk by it and it starts moving.
Yeah, if it starts if it starts doing something funny, we'll figure it out.
What about the other corner? Is it the same thing, or?
So this corner over here is another massive pile of bones, but there, as you watch it, there doesn't seem to be any additional writhing or anything coming out of it.
Right, and
Well,
we still
that's
haven't
good.
found that secret passage, so if we don't find it,
Under the bones.
perhaps under the bones is a good place to look.
Yep. That's kind of what I was thinking as well.
Yep.
So, to the next hallway.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right, so what direction do you want to go? Do you want to come back the way you came and kind of work your way around
Yes.
this basalt pillar, or do you want
Yes,
to go
because
this way?
we know that the stairs and the places we've cleared is safe-ish.
Ish.
So come back the way we came and go around the corner.
Sounds good to me.
Okay,
I
so this is
shall
kind of the
lead the
direction where that other Ostavite came from.
Yep.
Okay,
I am the meat shield.
Yeah, put me up there next to her.
fair enough.
It's not a very endearing term for our most proficient fighter.
Meat shield.
Blood shield?
Meat shield?
Okay, so as you come around this corner of this basalt
Flesh
pillar,
fortress.
you see that there is a door
Goes to the
coming up
shield.
on your right, and then over across the way here, there's a couple of doors that you can just make out in the dim light out of Mert's candle.
Some of us have dark vision.
Yep.
That's
Some
true.
of us have a mobile
But
Merc
seeing
candle.
around a corner is also very difficult, so you just make out those first couple doors.
Would you like for me to open the door so you can lead with the scythe?
Sure.
It's getting brave.
We're getting sweaty.
So
We're getting
Very
tired of
tactical.
being-
Ophelia comes to here. Is that what you want to do and open this door? And we'll have your companions here. All right.
Here we go.
Let's reveal this chamber.
Dang.
All right, so I'm going to read what this looks like, and then we'll see what happens when you pop this door open. Oh boy.
You can't say shit like that.
This room is filled. Field?
Field?
Yes.
There's a
It's
field
also-
in here.
You feel that it is filled with stone tables bearing leather straps, chains, and other restraints. Racks of rusted blades, clamps, and other tools line the wall. On the north wall, an enormous oil painting depicts a fiercely grinning general with one hand tucked in his jacket, the other one clutching an outrageously large halberd. Refuse lies in heaps in the southeast corner. And as you open the door, 3 large rodents, the size of dogs, come scrabbling out of that corner,
Rough.
rushing to your intrusion. Let's roll for initiative.
Let's go. Let's
Go
go.
back into combat mode again.
Well, we keep opening doors.
Heck yeah. Okay.
Ha.
Let's see here.
I'm liking these initiative rules. That's all I gotta say.
Me too.
I am not.
I rolled terrible.
Maybe
right,
this
it's
is
okay
my
then.
luck. I roll terrible in initiative and I roll high
Hey,
on
that's all we need.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it. If you have to roll it bad in initiative.
All right. I have to roll several initiatives right now for lots of reasons. So bear with me.
You're totally
Like a
fine.
Lara?
As I,
Yeah, you've got a lot going on.
Yeah, and I have to do a Lara too. Thanks for the reminder.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
great. All right. So I have to erase the initiatives from last time. Okay. Persephone, what'd you get?
7.
A 7. Okay. Lysander?
5.
Oh, even worse. Mert?
25.
25. That's miles better. Ophelia?
24.
All right.
4. Okay, so we got a mixed bag of initiatives. So give me a
We are on
moment
the
to
low end.
That's okay. It's all right.
arrange these.
You just bring the pain. That's all that matters.
Sometimes,
That's all that matters.
sometimes strategically that may be for the best. Mert is going to end up being first.
Mert goes first.
Sure.
Excellent.
Mert goes first.
Okay. So I'll take that erratic form, and I as I shift basically through Ophelia, like you see like different parts of me kind of move around you in different directions.
That's awesome.
And I'll step into the room. Yep. And I see this large rodent in front of me.
Yeah, so I'll place them
Yep.
on the map so we can get tactical with it.
Cool.
Oh yes, let's.
Dun, dun. Okay, so again, these are about the size of small dogs.
That one's dead.
They were not so big.
Yes.
I would
Fall
say
damage,
those-
please, for that.
Yeah, fall
Sure.
damage.
They're immune because they're so tiny.
Because it says on your sheet. It says
okay.
on your
Those
sheet.
are adorable
So-
miniatures.
Thank you. For my own personal collection, Mert comes in, striding up to this space here, the one right in front of you.
I think so. Yeah, the first
Going
one in.
around Ophelia.
Yep.
It's gonna bring the hurt.
Okay, probably. This is Curly Tail.
Okay.
Curly, we'll call him.
Get ready,
Let's
Curly.
name him after the Stooges. That'd be fun.
Oh.
Okay, so Curly.
All right, Curly. How about
I don't like how you're saying that.
a 23?
That is a hit.
Okay. It's going to be 14 points of damage for Curly.
14 points to Curly. You may dispatch your foe.
Okay.
Holy cow.
The curly tail
Uh huh.
is curly no more. So I'll just strike it, and that tail just straighten right out. twitch, and then just fall bigger.
All right, so you do have one action remaining.
Yep. Am I close enough to any of the other ones to strike them?
Not anymore, as he's scooting
So from
away.
this distance, the one that's kind of crouched low to the ground, we'll call him Mo.
Okay.
You can hit him.
Okay.
He's going to
so-
be no Mo.
Almost strangely.
You stole my joke. I'll take your skull bone.
There you go.
You should give him another one so
To
it
change your
comes on the
joke
same
to a new
page.
joke, you can cash this in. Is that what that is?
If
I'm
the
going to
joke
need a
is-
new joke from
The
you.
joke is so bad, I need you to do another one.
That's right.
Okay. No, but you may strike.
So oddly and almost reactively, Mert turns, and again, as he said upstairs, it's just, I hate rats! And he is going to stomp on that one, closest to us. So I'll give a strike. Ooh.
They ate his eyeballs. That's why he doesn't like them.
12.
A 12, unfortunately, does not.
That's all right.
Mo just ducks out of the way of your toe as you stomp.
See what you did there.
That was nice.
You can catch my rap act on Saturdays at open mic. No, you can't. Please, that's a joke. It'd be horrible.
Be
Anyway.
here all week, folks.
No, I won't. Whew, okay, that brings us to Ophelia. You're standing in the door.
Yes.
Mert has already easily dispatched Curly. You have Mo and Larry to your left.
Telekinetic projectile.
Okay. This is the skull flying off.
Yes. 17.
17 strikes.
5.
5 points of damage.
Yes.
Okay. So that skull thuds into the rat and it kind of like screeches and skitters out of the way. You do have one action left. Step out of the door and clear the way for your friends.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one.
Perfect. Okay, that's going to bring us to Larry. Larry's going to, let's see, these are, no, they're small, so they can strike from their own square, and he's going to do that. So you have just murdered my nest mate. So I'm going to make you pay for that with a bite. Oh, that's cocked. The 19 hit you?
It does.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh boy. So you'll take 3 points of damage,
Yep.
and I will need a fortitude save, please.
Of course. I'm good at those.
Are you?
Uh,
I hope so.
well, Mert is good at them. I don't know about the guy rolling the dice. But I will get a +1 if it is a thing that I think it is.
It is most likely
Okay.
that thing.
All right. 16 on the die, so
Okay.
that is a 24.
That's great. So you feel this burning
That's a good
sensation
number.
where those teeth kind of dug into your ectoplasmic flesh. Yeah. You feel fine right now.
Great. Right as rain.
Yay, burning
Okay.
sensations.
So that was one action.
Yes.
Sorry.
And
I'm sure they have a cream for that.
So these one-trick ponies, it's just going to keep doing what it's doing. That's going to miss you, and that's going to miss you. And then we'll move along to Alara. I think we'll put guidance on Mert this time for when it comes back around to Mert's turn. So she's going to have to move to where she can see him and throw guidance on Mert. That brings us to Mo. Well, Mert, you're right there. Does this 18 hit you?
it does.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm gonna have to get you guys some armor.
What's that?
This is gonna be 7 points of damage, and I'll need another fortitude save.
Sure. Another good roll. 22.
Okay. So it continues to kind of chaw away at you, and it doesn't seem to get any purchase on its last two kind of bites. And then we'll move on then to Persephone.
Alrighty. I'm gonna get inside the room so I can hit the rats.
Okay.
Good idea.
Well, we can put you right there, and you're well within striking distance of Mo
Alright.
or Larry, whichever you choose.
14.
A 14 does not connect with your foe. These are spry little rats.
Okay.
You do have one action left.
Nine.
9 total?
I got the same number as last time.
Okay. So after map, yeah, unfortunately that is also going to miss. But you've effectively walled off the rats from your allies. So
Sure.
that brings us to Lysander.
I would like to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 into that. Yep, right there. Can I see one of those rats from there?
From this, you can actually see the one that's low to the ground in front of Persephone there.
Great. I would
I like to call him Mo.
Okay, well, I would like to shoot a spell at Mo. I'm gonna
Okay.
rip that metal shard off my jacket,
All right.
crush it, and then throw it into the air, and they just turn into like shrapnel in the air as I cast needle darts.
Sure. How many of those metal pieces? do
They
you have?
reappear after I use them. Says in the spell, pal.
I'm gonna give you guys a hard time
So-
for beating my monsters.
15. That's
Sorry,
a 22.
22 is a hit
Great.
on poor little Mo.
We need to make it to be bloodlords,
I mean, that's true.
You have to be ruthless to be bloodlords. You are right.
which means we have to kill all your monsters.
I understand. I won't take it personally. Mostly.
He takes 9 points of piercing damage.
9 points of piercing damage. You can go ahead and dispatch your foe.
So he rips this metal like hoop ring off his jacket and crushes it in his hand. It's almost kind of like unnatural. Like he shouldn't. It looks thick enough that it shouldn't crush, but the magical energy around it smashes the piece. They kind of float up in the air, and then he just like flicks his fingers like you're flipping water, almost like Magneto style, right?
Sure.
So he just flips his fingers, and they just turn into darts, and they just slam into Mo, and Mo just kind of and just falls backwards right there, and then this black eerie smoke kind of appears on the ring, and it just appears back on his jacket.
Wow. That's awesome.
Super cool.
Yeah, he pulls the same ring every time.
100%.
That's very cool. Okay,
Good
so
thing
that
it's
brings
on-
us to the...
Good thing it's on your jacket.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think
I was
there was
distracted.
a very dirty
I'm
joke
done.
in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm done. That's me.
the top of round 2.
Good lord.
Murray.
I'm gonna continue to do what I was doing and just kind of like violently stomping and kicking at the rats. So if that other one is within my reach to strike, I'm going to strike at it by trying to kick and stomp it.
Sure, tried to eat you.
Mo's dead. You can remove Mo.
Yeah. That's this one. But,
How about a 23?
oh, that is certainly a hit.
Okay. That is going to be 8 points of damage.
Oh, right on the money. You can go ahead and dispatch
Okay.
your foe.
So just a long swinging kick, and I just basically punt it against the wall, and it goes limp. Actually, I pick up a large beam, and then I turn 180 degrees, and it knocks out.
Larry was laid to rest.
Okay. Well, I won't do any. I'll save us from the Three Stooges impressions
Yeah.
as we dump back out of encounter mode, back into exploration as we're looking at this chamber here with these horrible
Rat corpses.
devices.
Horrible devices. In some parts of the nation, that's just a weekend.
It's very true. Yes, if you were a worshiper of Zon Kuthon, this would be perhaps your meditation chamber, place to unwind at night.
Mert is specifically deeply unsettled by the tools and contraptions.
There is also this portrait here of this grinning man with one hand kind of stuffed in his jacket and the other one bearing this almost comically large halberd.
That's gotta be him.
The smoke? Or
Hargoon.
Argoon?
Argoon.
Hargoon.
I agree, that does look like a general, to be sure. Is there any kind of nameplate or inscription on that portrait?
There is not.
Can we investigate the room and see what we find?
If
Sure.
you're doing that, I'm going to wait in the hall. I feel
Okay.
very uncomfortable.
All right, kind of come down here. There are these series of 4 doors here. Yeah, so we'll give some perceptions as you search the room.
We're gonna look around the room.
All right. And yeah, aside from these implements of obvious torture and this portrait, there's really nothing else of interest as you go through all of the tools and, you know, kind of check the straps, check under the tables. There doesn't seem to be anything. Just
Okay.
this rat's nest kind of heaped in this corner over here.
We can burn that later.
Yeah, later.
Let's continue.
Okay.
Door number 2.
So this door
Yeah, it's still there.
will have Laura. Look, everybody moves the mics every week on me. So who's going to open this door here?
Probably me.
Okay. So this door is locked.
There's 4 rooms left, and you got 4 keys.
I produce a key ring with 4 keys on it.
You sure do. Are you going to unlock
I'll
the door?
try to
or-
unlock the doors.
Okay, so you spend some time going through the keys and you find the key that unlocks this door. And this opens on a small cell. The far wall of the cell is made entirely of skulls. The other walls are tightly woven ribs. The floor is bare stone. There's an iron rung bolted to the center of the floor in this chamber. And other than that, there are no features.
So I'm assuming the next 3 doors are probably going to be cells. Based on the, key ring that I have. It feels very prison-like down here with the implements that we found in this room. So I would just make sure that everyone is prepared in case there's
find
something
something.
there's something in one of these cells.
Okay. So I ready my weapon.
Does the door open outward or inward?
That's a great question. We'll say outward.
Great. So when I open these doors, I'm standing behind the door and it's opening with me,
Okay.
so I have
With
cover.
Persephone
We will give
holding
you
her.
credit for that. Yeah. Okay. So nothing jumps immediately out at you.
Great. I go in and search the cell.
Okay. Does anyone follow Lysander in to do
Same.
the same? Okay. So we'll spend another 10 minutes kind of searching around. Murder, are you going in there with him?
I'll wait in the hall still.
He doesn't like this idea.
I just don't like whatever the owners were doing down here. It's, the bucket of teeth was one thing, but to see torture implements in a prison is another.
It is unsettling. Persephone, as you're in there kind of checking things out, you notice that several skulls on the west wall, if you look in the eyes, you can actually see all the way through the orbits to the back of the skull to holes in the back of the skull where someone could come up and look through the skull like a peephole into the cell.
That's
That's a little creepy. Okay. So I tell the rest of the group that, hey, there's definitely a way for someone to look through these eyes to see what's in each of these cells.
Do you put your eyes right up to the orbits to check that out? Like right up?
You know what?
Skull to skull?
Face to face.
I'm gonna get face to face with the skull. I'm gonna try to look through it and see if I can see anything.
Ooh, okay. You do have dark vision, correct?
Yep.
Okay. You do see that there, beyond the peepholes cut in the occipital bone of the back of the skull, there is a wall about maybe 5 feet that's also made entirely of bones.
So there's at least something behind this cell.
Yeah.
Now we
Maybe
just gotta
maybe
find
that
the entrance.
maybe that hidden room.
Maybe. Yeah.
And then give me a reflex save. No, okay.
I was like, here we go.
Oh,
Here we go.
I have to keep you on edge. It's very creepy down here.
All right. To
Next
the next door.
next cell.
Okay.
Chink chink.
I'm still holding my scythe, like ready to strike if
We'll
something
move on
comes out
down
of
and
it.
just assume kind of the same thing. This is
Yeah,
the
every door.
exact same chamber.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And the same thing.
Okay.
and the same
And
thing.
the same thing.
Okay.
4 cells of identical dimensions, identical decor, which is nothing except for an iron ring in the bottom of the floor. In the
And
center.
peepholes.
Peepholes in the skulls. If you know where to look for them, you can easily find them, and she's already pointed them out, so pretty much anybody can see them at this
Peepholes.
point.
Great.
Now we get to look at the rat's nest. Or the weird bone pile, I mean.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think to get to that room, perhaps it is by that bone pile that we were at earlier. If we
I'm
could wrap
wondering-
around and see if we can get there somehow.
Okay.
If not, we'll have to do a whole once over of the room again.
Yeah. With the torture
Yeah.
implements, I think.
By the stairs.
Yeah,
By the
perhaps.
stairs.
The
There's
other
some way to
corner.
get back behind there. Yeah. Hopefully it's
Something.
not through the scrying pool.
Hope you can swim, pal. Blub blub blub.
It's just an athletics, right?
The only way out is down the drain, as they say.
Okay. So as you work your way around this corner, who's kind of leading this?
Probably me.
Okay. So we'll put you.
And probably Mert.
Yep.
Seems reasonable.
And then all of your support staff.
Ophelia's
Support staff.
comfortable being by the goo.
Yes, I
But
have no
as you start
troubles.
moving around the corner, you can start to hear like this almost insectile buzzing coming from around the corner. Scraping of bones, the faintest clicking of mandibles. And as you come around the corner, the bugs that are swarming and crawling all over this bone nest start swarming off of the nest and onto the floor.
Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, this is where stuff's gonna get real fun.
So, a quick question. The vials that I found, what color were they?
I don't know. The one of them you'll probably have to open actually, and the other one had a silvery kind of almost like liquid mercury kind of look to it.
Great.
The other one, the bottle that was in, was kind of similar to the ink pots that were on his writing desk.
Okay.
Okay. That being
I
said,
was going to blindly throw something, but now not so much.
Everybody knows that pesticides are silver.
Duh. Especially in
Common
Geb.
knowledge.
That's right. So the dubious knowledge.
so this massive skittering bugs crawl all over the nest, and as they do so, they open their mandibles and they just start spraying acid everywhere
Awesome.
in a very, very large radius. I had to do a double take of this. Everyone within 30 feet of the nest will now need to give me a reflex save as you have triggered this thing.
Ew.
I'm boning that. I'm not keeping that.
Okay.
I am also going to re-roll, but I am going to re-roll with halfling luck. So once per day, I will re-roll.
Oh, okay.
And I got one less than when I originally rolled. So
Number.
Man, I did that last episode.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Okay, so let's go around the table. Lysander, what did you get? on this
19.
reflex save.
nice.
Okay, 19's good. Okay, Persephone, we had some
Troubles.
Troubles. It's
You turned into
10.
bone, but you got a 10. Okay, all right. Ophelia? Guess I better go for
14.
Lara too. Oh, okay. 14? Okay. And then Mert.
11.
Okay.
11.
So everybody except Lysander and Alara is going to take 10 points of acid damage as you get sprayed with this, just this gout of acid coming out of dozens of these tiny mouths, spraying in this 30-foot kind of fountain. If you did make the save, Lysander, you take half of that, so 5. Alara take 5.
You got it.
Sorry, Alara. I did my best.
She made the save.
Yeah.
I mean, what more can you hope for?
Okay. And now that that's been triggered, let's roll for initiative.
Oh, yes, let's.
Yeah.
And that will put us back into combat.
Okay, I'm gonna throw my bone that way. So I
For
rolled
initiative?
1 on my initiative.
Whoa.
Can I do that? Is that?
It's a D20 roll.
Right,
I'm
okay, cool.
with
You
it.
can, but
Yeah.
okay.
And I rolled a nat 20.
Hey.
That's our second 1 to 20 conversion with the skull bones.
With a skull bone.
But
I
yeah,
love
guys, it. Yeah, we should all plan a trip to Vegas or something. Okay, Mert, with a 20, what does that make?
If you live in
25.
Vegas and you watch the show, you can invite us out, and we'll
That's right.
do the show there.
We'll come and roll dice and
play Blood
we
Lords
should probably
in
send
Vegas.
Sarah as our
Yeah.
official representative.
I mean, if we're going all the way to Vegas, like Laura's like 3/4 of the way there. She lives in San Diego.
That's
Let's
true.
do it.
Oh, all right. Ophelia. Initiative. Initiative.
She's like, I go first.
You're still.
I was like, wait, what?
I need your initiative number.
15.
15. Alara is me. Okay. Persephone.
15.
All right. And Lysander.
18.
18. We have a two-way tie between Persephone and Ophelia. Who would like to go first in that? Okay, so you defer to Persephone.
Yes.
Smart.
I will defer.
Wicked
It's,
smart.
It's just smart.
Super smart.
Okay. Mert, you are up first.
Excellent. And the bugs that have sprayed the acid are in an area on the floor around us, in front of us.
Yeah, so after they did that spray, they're already starting to skitter back to the bone mound.
Okay. Since I probably can't target them very well, I'm just gonna start trying to break down the bone mound with my sword.
Okay. So you move up to the mound.
Yep.
And
Just a big sweeping
give a-
swing with the.
Big old swing with your sword.
Yep. Okay, 20.
20 is a hit.
Okay. Like forgot what a D12 was for a second. Don't mind me. 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. So as your blade kind of connects with this mound of bones, and the blade kind of just skitters across the surface and doesn't dig in as much as you thought it would.
Interesting. In that case, then, after taking a big swing, I'm just gonna like lean back and do a big front kick into it, and then I'll try to kick it.
Okay.
Oops. That's going to be a 13.
13, your boot just kind of thuds against the bone and stops.
Okay.
Doesn't do anything.
Interesting.
I guess if you have boots on, I don't know. Can we even see your feet?
Yeah, I think you can see my feet. I guess I would be wearing.
Well, you're a halfling. Are you barefoot?
That's a great question. Yeah, I would be barefoot. Yep.
Okay. So you're
That's impressive. You're kicking a pile of bones barefoot.
thuds and does nothing to this pile of bones.
Okay.
I love that.
That brings us to Alara. Whew. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try and not apply my knowledge. Let's do... Let's do a courageous anthem. So I'm going to inspire my allies within 60 feet and grant them +1 to their attack rolls, damage rolls, saves against fear effects.
Great.
And then I'm going to move out of the range of that spray. Lysander.
Okay. So I want to move into that square that's just south. I guess you described it as west before, just west of the trough of Viscera. Just kind of east. Yep, just like right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast, because I'm assuming, I don't know that. I'm going to recall knowledge to try to figure out what in the hell these little things are.
Okay, I'll take a religion, and then Mert, you'll also need to take 1 persistent acid from that spray earlier.
Noted.
Okay, so recall knowledge on the nest.
I have a +3 for religion.
Okay, so this is in fact a nest of ostavites, and individually these creatures probably aren't,
Sure.
they're hatchlings. The real problem is the nest itself.
Yep.
I don't know about that,
When-
because they tore us up.
When Ophelia was talking about them earlier, from my knowledge, are these living creatures? Are they undead?
They are living creatures from the abyss.
Okay,
From the
great.
abyss.
Okay, great.
He's
there
been
are
waiting for something that's
hundreds of
alive.
these little
Sure,
creatures.
sure. With my 1 remaining action, because I did recall knowledge, I'm going to cast shield on myself.
Okay.
It's obviously not what I had planned, but that's what we got.
Yep.
Shield on myself, so he raises his arm up, and that sickly green smoke kind of
Yep.
forms a big barrier around him. And then after it comes into its full effect, it detaches from his arm and floats as a barrier in front of him.
So remind me and the viewers, when you do that, that essentially acts as the raise shield action.
Correct.
So you now have a device in front of you that you could potentially shield block with.
Correct.
Or grant you, use shield block to grant you a bonus to reflex saves.
Correct.
Great. Persephone.
Alrighty. I think I'm just gonna try to destroy the mound as best as I can.
Okay. All right, so you're right next to it. You can go to town. Should you wish.
Natural 20.
All right. Okay. That's a great roll. You are certainly going to hit the mound.
I love this.
The mound itself, however, is immune to critical hits.
Okay.
Boo.
So, unfortunately, it doesn't turn into a critical. But you do get to damage said mound.
A lot.
Yeah, normal damage.
So that is 13.
13, that is a lot. However, your blade just kind of skitters across the bones and doesn't seem to really bite in like you're used to when you swing this into like other skeletal creatures like the
It says
skeletal
it doesn't
chariots.
do crit, so it doesn't do the double damage, right?
That's right.
Okay, so it is just 13.
13? Okay.
Alrighty, I get 2 more swings.
Yes.
Did I get a card?
No, yeah, because it doesn't
Oh, it doesn't
effectively
crit,
become a
yeah.
critical. Yeah, it is a
No.
natural 20, but it's not a crit, so you don't get a card.
Got it.
Kind of poopy, but that's how it goes. Another natural
27.
No, it's close though.
27?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That is, that's still a hit.
With map, that's crazy.
Dude. I just don't understand.
10 points of damage.
10, okay. I'll take another little bit of the chunk off of the nest as now
Dang.
bones are kind of starting to fly. And as things are flying off the mound, you'll see like every now and then a couple of these hatchlings will go flying with the damage as well.
Alright, and this is a just straight roll.
Okay?
Nope, 8.
Okay.
Good try though.
So yeah, it just kind of bounces off. I mean, obviously you're probably going to connect with the nest, but you're just not getting purchase in the bone. It brings us to Ophelia.
I cast Phase Bolt.
Okay. Casting Phase Bolt onto...
Yes.
Okay.
onto the nest with a 16.
Okay. So something about maybe it splatters against the bone and it doesn't do any harm at all.
What?
Doesn't hit the armor class of this pile of bones.
Wait. Does a 17 hit? Because Alara is singing.
That's true. That's good. You got to remember that. But no, it does not.
Dang it. Good thing it's a cantrip.
Right?
With my last action, I'm going to move back in case they spray again.
Okay. How far do you want to move back? Your full 25?
Yeah, but, well, yeah, I'll sit with Alara.
Okay. That brings us to the nest.
I'm not ready for what's about to take place.
Mert might be a puddle again.
So this larger hatchling kind of comes up to the surface and opens its mandibles and just sprays a jet of acid right at Mert.
Okay.
Does a 25 hit? Okay. Oh boy. Okay, that is 8 points of acid damage.
Great.
As you get sprayed with this right in the face.
Okay.
But that's all this thing does.
Interesting.
And we're back around to Mert.
Okay. Mert turns into a puddle and is unconscious.
From that hit from the thing? Oh no.
Yep.
Okay. And is persistently burning with acid.
Mert is a puddle.
Okay.
Yeah, so I took that at the beginning of the round, so that would push me
Well, the persistent will come at the end of the round.
right, or the end of my turn,
Yes.
which is I can't do anything because I'm dying.
Yeah, you can make the death save though.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'll make that save, or I hope I make that save. So I'll roll it. Fort save, right?
It's a flat.
It's a
Flat
reflex
check. Okay.
yeah.
So flat is 9. So I don't think I make.
It's a DC is 10 plus your dying
Right.
condition.
So I don't make it.
Okay, and then you take persistent damage at the end of your turn, which I believe will push you to dying 3
It will.
because you are already wounded 1.
Yep. It's not looking good.
It's about to get real.
Mert's gonna be a puddle for no.
I'm gonna need some healing.
That brings us to Alara. Oh boy. Okay.
No pressure. You're just piloting a character you're not super familiar with to try to save one of the other characters.
Who does not have any kind of healing magic.
Which doesn't have stabilize as a cantrip potentially.
Does not.
That's okay.
However, I can accompany you musically into your death.
Yes, if you could start the dirge, that would be excellent.
It has to be a halfling dirge though, please.
Okay, so she's already kind of done this, Mert and Persephone. I'm gonna grant guidance to Ophelia because you've got the damaging spell. So that's one action to grant guidance to Ophelia. So you'll get +1 on your next attack roll. And
Hey.
then let's see here. Come on. Let's see where I'm at. It's not gonna work.
We're gonna get a ghost bucket for Mert. It has to be a ghost bucket so you can fit in it.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Alara would have to carry it.
And that's not going to stack. She will.
I hate that.
She will sustain her courageous anthem. Right? That's a sustain thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so she'll sustain that, and then she'll come over. Oh, she can't make it though. She'll start walking towards Mert. Lysander.
Well, Mert going down changes literally everything about my turn.
It does.
So I will use my last rank 1 spell. I have 3. I've used my last. I will cast a 2-action harm to heal him.
Okay.
Why don't you do it 3?
Because if I give him 3 hit points and he gets nailed again, he dies. If I give him 18, he has a chance to live.
But it harms them because they're alive.
Okay. I'll do a 3 action heal. Or sorry, harm.
Harm.
3 action harm.
Okay.
Well,
So it is a 30-foot burst.
I think, I mean, you're probably looking at this, Patrick, but I think that you have to pick harm or heal. I'm not sure with the harm spell. I'm not familiar.
But we're healed.
It
by
says this
harm.
targets all living and undead creatures in the area.
Yeah,
Okay.
until we get simultaneous.
Yeah.
It's
And
not like channel energy.
Right, right.
Yeah, it
Undead.
literally will. If we're in a fight with undead and we're all,
Super smart. Yeah.
you know, so it'll do its effect on all the things
Right.
within
If
a 30
we're
foot
if
burst.
we're fighting living creatures, this is like
Correct.
the spell. Yeah.
Because it heals us.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
harms them.
Great call to
Reaction.
upgrade it. Yep.
It actually is going to harm Ophelia.
No,
No,
it will not.
You have negative healing affinity?
I do.
does.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure I'm
Through her damn fear.
not within the 30 feet.
Oh, that's true too.
But I do have void healing.
Okay.
Oh, but that will hit you as well?
He is also okay with that.
Oh, okay, that's right.
you're within. She's within 30, is she not? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
I would really like to be within 30.
Yeah, it looks like you are. If
Great.
If he's the center and it's an emanation.
Yeah.
Yep.
7 heal. Everyone, all of us will heal for 7,
Great.
and they'll take 7 damage.
Okay. The
so-
hundreds of writhing hatchlings don't seem bothered by that.
Great.
However, Mert is no longer dying.
And so this is the first time that he's channeled this burst effect, so as he raises, kind of like the way this figure is posed there on the, he raised both of his hands like this, and this noxious kind of green energy just comes up out of his hands, and then it just, this big circle just fills this area, and much like I keep describing that you kind of get quickly stitched back together, everything just kind of like, all your little wounds go, and they just kind of like someone's pulling a zipper, just pulling them closed as this energy washes over you.
Well, I mean, that helps me.
That's me. That's 3 actions.
But yes, part of my heritage does give me void healing.
Okay, great. That's great.
You have to remind me where that puts me in initiative too, now that I'm back up.
It puts you just before the nest.
Okay.
Good point. That now brings us to Ophelia. I'm sorry, Persephone. I got ahead of myself.
Ah, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna do what I do best and just keep hitting the mound.
Okay.
It's getting sweaty.
19.
19 is a hit.
Okay.
I do what I do best and keep getting hit by the mound.
So that is 10.
10 damage?
Yep.
Okay. So when you do that, a huge chunk of this nest goes flying away with your blade. You have now beaten the break threshold of this nest, and it goes crumbling to the ground. And dozens, if not hundreds, of these skittering, insectile, segmented worm creatures go skittering into the bone walls, into the bone pile behind them, and away from here. And you have effectively neutralized this nest. Ooh. And we'll see what happens to poor Mert next week.
Oh, man.
Come
Can you
on.
believe that?
No.
We didn't find the secret chamber yet.
What a clutch
Damn.
strike. Yeah.
It was right there on the threshold. Yeah. I would have had to gone to it got really bad there for a second.
Damn.
You think?
Wow, but we did it. We made it through episode 4.
Sure
We'll be
did.
back next week at the same time, 6:30 Eastern, right here live on Twitch, simulcast on YouTube. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe out there. Tune in tomorrow at 6 o'clock Eastern on the same channel for the Soul Sever campaign. And then Wednesday I'll be at Barnabas Brushes at 5 o'clock Eastern. The links to that channel are down below in the panels. Until then, guys, thanks for hanging with us and watching this very intense
Dude.
Oh, man.
encounter play out. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next week.
Hope Mert dies less.
Have a great evening, Harris.
I don't know. You've been a
Thanks.
pedal twice, much so. I mean, we gotta keep.
Yeah, my track record's not great.
standards. We gotta keep our standards, you know.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Look, I don't know what you guys are relying on, but I'm almost out of healing unless we want to take, 60 minutes to do a round in combat. That's not that's not happening. Ah!
You know, we may have to find someplace to hole up.